25th. Followed by Godfrey on May 31st through June 2nd. See our calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Home to the best comedic talent on tour nationally. Come get funny at the Funny Bone.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage. Navage. Breathe easy.
May is here, and that means Florida's intense summer is right around the corner. With new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen, you can cut back on energy usage, boost your home's curb appeal, and increase your comfort. Renewal by Andersen makes that transition so easy for you thanks to a selection of beautiful, functional replacement windows and doors. And their windows and doors are built solid. That's because Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fibrix product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Renewal by Andersen specializes in energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. So save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen. Now through the end of May, buy 2 windows and or patio doors and get the third 60% off. Plus 0 money down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. They're locally owned and operated, and everything is made in the USA. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman. Instead of talking about how great my law firm is, let's talk about autism awareness. In Central Florida alone, there are thousands of children on the autism spectrum, including my son Jacob. I'm not asking for a donation, but just a couple seconds of kindness when you see one of our children out in public. It will make a huge difference. If you want or need any information concerning the autism community, contact me at jeff@whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
Get to Twin Peaks for Wing Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we have 6 boneless wings, fries, and a soda for just $10. Prefer a signature draft beer? It's only $2 more. That's every Wednesday at Twin Peaks.
Sunshine came softly through my window today.
Florida truly is the Sunshine State, and it shows in everything we grow. When you shop, choose Fresh from Florida.
'Cause I made my mind up, you're going to be mine. I tell you right now.
Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. Lots to get to today from
Putin launches space lasers to the worst birthday cake in the world. And what in the hell is a Gravestone baby? Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Yow, yow.
Hello, Seeley.
Happy hump day.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Not bad.
Yeah, chilling.
Yeah.
You?
All right. Now, hanging in there. We got a busy show today. A lot of stuff to get to, of course. And
very hot already, I gotta tell
it?
you. Yeah,
in the
big time.
studio or outside? Which one?
A little bit of both, to be completely honest with you, but outside for sure. Maybe it's just seeping in.
We're dealing with like a weird time right now, at least down south here. Maybe those you listen in other places like Rochester, or you're not dealing with this just yet. Right now, Courtney will come back from her run and be like, "God, it's hot out there." And then I'll go to walk Lady at like 6:30, and I'll be like, "It's gorgeous. What are you talking about?" And it's like,
that's because you do that in full nude.
No, it's a beautiful like 75, 78 maybe, with a little breeze going. It's perfect in the afternoons. But there's that time like right in the middle of the day when you just melt a little bit. You just get a little melty. That's just the way it goes. A lot of people checking in over on chat from New York, North Carolina, all points in between. We appreciate you. Somebody says, R.I.P. Shock G. Did Shock G died? Oh, my God. Tell me it ain't true. Tell me it ain't true. I hope that's not factual.
Who is Shock G?
The one that puts the satin on your panties.
Yeah.
It's a song. My God, you guys are so uncool.
Do not say you guys, because I know exactly who Shock G is. Thank you.
Okay, well then, C-Lane, leave.
Okay, see you.
Come back. Come on, we need you. We need you for things, all right? There he is. He's back.
You
Thank
guys gotta
God.
make it so weird.
All right, let's put our ears to the ground.
Well, he's dead, so I don't care.
Whoa.
Is he? Do we know if he's dead or not? I don't want to kill him before he's actually in the grave there. I thought he was dead a long time ago.
He was. April of 21.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, still R.I.P., but here we go. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Rudy Giuliani, friends.
Giuliani.
Not only is he in the middle of a court case right now, I think this is related to all the election stuff and like the voting machines and et cetera, but he's got a new proposition for you guys. So don't count him out. Listen to him. See if you're interested in his new product. Here goes Rudy Giuliani. We shall listen.
You all know I stand by the truth. And if I put my name on something, I truly believe in it. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce you to something I'm incredibly proud of.
Yeah, he does have like his dad's coat on.
Coffee.
He's very strange.
He is swimming in the coat while he's selling us some coffee these days.
Not.
Yeah, he's got that Rudy Giuliani coffee.
My own brand of organic specialty coffee.
Bro, look at the photo on this coffee thing.
What are we doing here,
What
man?
in the Lex Luthor is happening here? That is a really weird.
I would like to see the before picture, like before they gave it to the Photoshop guy.
This is AI. That is AI all day.
Isn't it? That's so, I'm going to put this up on See It Now. His packaging for his coffee is so weird. It's a strange one, and certainly doesn't look like him, but he wants you to buy Rudy, America's Mayor Rudy, organic specialty morning coffee.
Rudy coffee. Believe me when I say it's the best
I'm
coffee.
sorry. Let's pause one more time.
It's got a young version?
To the right there.
Who's the buyer? Who is the...
So this is a young photo of him, but not to... Who are the people behind him? Is there an explosion, or is this post-apocalyptic scene? And then you have the Statue of Liberty.
There's two different versions for those of you listening. One is like very patriotic, and it's got Lex Luthor looking Rudy Giuliani, and the other one is sort of like a darker vision of New York, and you see the Statue of Liberty and the skyline.
Well, that's the bold roast, the dark roast.
Yeah, the bold coffee. But who are the guys over his shoulder? There's three dudes with hats that look sort of like
Sopranos.
Yeah, they look sort of mafiosa. You know, they look like they, or maybe they're like the people who cracked down on the mafia.
Right.
I don't know. The G-men.
If you have the regular coffee, you're, just
America.
You're there for America's mayor. But then if you want some bold, you are fighting for justice.
I like to pretend.
So buck up, everybody.
Like I wake up and I'm make my way out to the kitchen and I'm ready to start my day. And I sit there and I drink my cup of coffee, my Rudy Giuliani coffee, staring at one of these packages as I'm doing so. And I imagine starting my day that way. Who is that guy? That's, you know what it is? It's somebody's uncle. That's who it is. It's somebody's uncle. It's somebody's dad who likes Giuliani just a little too much. Because even if you even if you're into politics, even if you're a Trump guy, that's cool, do your thing. Even if you like Giuliani, whatever. But you got to be such a fan on the level that you're like, no, Folgers, that's some woke-ass coffee.
Yeah, the
I ain't
best way
drinking
of
Folgers.
waking up is Giuliani in your cup.
Bet your ass. That's the good stuff. I ain't drinking no Sanka. I don't even know the other coffee brands, but get them out of here.
You dead, man?
I want some American coffee here.
Now, let's, any way we can find out the price of this American Fight for Justice coffee.
It's 2 pounds.
Okay.
We'll run you about $30.
Ooh.
That is.
Wait,
that
that
is
seems expensive.
Very expensive.
One bag of coffee for how much did you say?
$29.99.
That's too expensive. $30 for this.
Try. It's smooth, rich, chocolatey, and gentle on your stomach.
Chocolatey?
Chocolate.
It's smooth, rich, chocolatey.
And when you immediately have to go to the bathroom, think of me, Rudy Giuliani.
You really let that part out.
Rich, chocolatey, and gentle on your stomach. It's so good.
No, it's
I
not.
even recommend drinking it black. It comes.
Why is he speaking like
We got a third bag, everybody.
Oh, here's the decaf.
We got a third bag.
Yeah. Decaf is Giuliani on the beach.
What is the phrase on top of it? Enjoying
life.
Fighting for justice, America's mayor, and enjoying life. What are you drinking, suckers?
You got to figure out how you want to start your day. Would you want to start it off like beach style, decaf, regular, America's mayor, or is it a dark day? It's
Are
because
you fighting for justice?
If you're fighting for justice, you're going for that dark coffee. You're going for the bold. Why is his voice, though? I'm going to go back once more. Why is his voice getting higher and higher and more intense? He's ramping it up so much.
And gentle on your stomach. It's so good. I even recommend drinking it black. It comes in 3 varieties, including what I promise is the best decaf you'll ever have. You can order now by scanning the QR code on your screen or by visiting rudy.coffee.
Oh, they got a
By
dot
supporting
coffee
Rudy
now.
You're not just treating yourself to exceptional coffee. You're also supporting our cause.
Okay, so this is definitely not a real house behind him. Are we in agreement on that? Like
Sean, of course.
That is definitely like
Look at it's
full
not,
AI. Rudy Giuliani ain't living in this place no more.
But then the lighting of the product placement in the background.
It's just there's like it is the most sparse.
That was a drag and
room.
drop for sure.
Like
That's a fake ass cup of coffee, and that's what they're selling. They're selling coffee, and they have a fake cup of coffee in the thing.
Weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. All of it. Again, this will go up on See It Now so you can take a peek. Bootsy Moonshine says, this is so sad. It's just weird. It's
The cause of truth, justice, and American democracy. You'll also be supporting the Call to Action nonprofit, which is devoted to helping veterans and first responders. So you can make a difference and taste the difference. Ordering today at Rudy.
Did he do this in one take?
I think he might have. And they said, just leave the chocolate thing in there. Where
he called it chocolatey.
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 But
all right,
this
drink
is something
up.
else. Can't
Enjoy
wait
your
to see how
day.
much money he makes off of it.
It used to be that we lived in a world, friends, where there were like a couple of companies that made coffee. And then somehow coffee got into like the influencer world. And now all of these like YouTubers and like weird political figures and like all these different companies, they all have their own coffees. And no more is the marketplace about like decaf and caffeinated or like bold or whatever. Now the marketplace is more like, Hey, are you drinking Republican coffee? You better not be drinking that Democrat coffee. My God, look at that libtard over there.
Do me a favor. Go to rudy.coffee.
All right,
so
Rudy.
we can show the people.
Coffee, okay.
The first thing you'll notice as you scroll down is they have fixed the typo on the original bags of coffee that said it was speciality.
Oh, they did. You're right.
It's now organic specialty coffee.
Oh,
and
I
if
like speciality because it makes no sense.
And if
just
you
like this whole thing.
If you scroll down, you'll see Mayor Rudy drinking a cup of this coffee with the logo photoshopped on poorly.
What?
Fake.
What is happening here? All right, I'll put this up on See It Now so you can take a peek and perhaps get your coffee. $30 a bag if you want to shell that out and enjoy yourself either on the beach with America or in a dark, dark place. Those are all very, very fine for you. Okay, let's go over to an update on the flight from the UK that we talked about yesterday. This was the flight where they had severe turbulence. And we found out, we actually wrote it down in the News Junkie history books yesterday for the first time ever. C-Lane was right. And
not the first time ever?
Yeah, so we put that down. Christopher Dolores Lane was right about wearing your seatbelt all the time on planes.
That's 1 point over me. Congrats, Elaine.
It's down there. You're in the book for this right now. Now we're hearing from some of the passengers who are actually on the flight about what this experience was like.
Because there's still people in critical condition, is there not?
Yeah, there's some pretty wounded people. This was really, really bad. You know, the old guy died because he had a heart attack because he was scared to death. But some of the other folks, they are very injured just because of the force. And I was thinking about it yesterday. It's not just like
was it that choke move?
This is kind of hard to picture. But it's not just like you fly up in the air and hit the roof of the plane or hit the floor of the plane. It's that as you fly up and hit the roof of the plane is also dropping. Does that make sense? Like,
sure.
There's two. It's not just the plane's not sitting still and you hit something. The plane is also moving. So I don't know the science of it all, but it seems like this is bad.
Physics go, like you are slamming your body multiple times harder than you would if this was perhaps like an elevator that drops rather quickly.
Like
or
you're
that
going
feeling
up.
you feel when you're dropping on a roller coaster.
Yeah, you're going up as the plane's going down.
Right.
At the same time. And
once it
it's
settles,
very bad.
your body's slamming into the ground.
Right, you're going back and forth. And if it does it again, you probably don't have time to scurry back to your seat to get the damn seatbelt on. Joshua says, are people suing the airlines? We'll find out, and we'll find out what the folks who are on this insane flight are saying. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for slowdowns at the intersection where Vine Street meets John Young Parkway. Delays on Colonial Drive by the interstate. Slowdowns on Florida's Turnpike southbound between Scrub J Lane and Hancock Road. A bit of delays on the beach line eastbound between Florida's Turnpike and Sand Lake Road. And you could expect your regular delays on I-4 before Champions Gate. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Berm.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. At Lowe's, save big when you buy in bulk. Save 10% on your choice of any 6 or more interior 6-panel pre-hung slab or bifold doors. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
It's back, baby! The 33rd Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival is taking place May 14th to the 27th. This is the longest-running theater festival in the country and will feature over 150 shows over the 2 weeks of the festival, including many family-friendly shows. There will also be free outdoor entertainment, including The Angel Rivera, a.k.a. DJ Angel LaBoom from the Monsters in the Morning, on Friday, May 24th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the outdoor stage. Angel will play music for the outdoor crowd when he presents What the Hell is Angel Listening to? Live. For more details on the Orlando Fringe, including all show schedules and buttons for the festival and tickets for individual shows, Go to orlandofringe.org.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Who's trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the law offices of Kaufman & Lind. When I first graduated law school over 25 years ago, I had so many ideas of what practicing law would look like. Well, after 25 years, I learned the most important thing I can do is care. There are many nights that I spend thinking about what I can do, how I can make a case better, how I can protect my client. If that works for you and you are in an accident, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. Offices, Orlando.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-822-1716. 800-822-1716.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
16th Minute of Fame is the new weekly podcast hosted by me, Jamie Loftus. And every week, we take a closer look at an internet character of the day. Bean Dad, The Dress, 30 to 50 feral hogs. If you knew what any of those were, you spend too much time online. And I do too. Who are they? What made them notorious? Why did the internet choose them? And what does a person do when they get more attention than the human psyche can handle? Listen to 16th Minute of Fame on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 16th Minute of Fame.
Make no payments till next year through Memorial Day Monday at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
You're listening to the show today. As always, hopefully you'll join us with the dispatch. We'll get to those momentarily. And just so you know, this is not only a radio show, not only a podcast, but also a live stream. And we're on YouTube and Twitch every single day. You can get the links over at thenewsjunkie.com. The most important thing is we're professional over here, right? We keep it professional. We do our thing and keep it nice and polished. Oh, damn it, guys. Come on. We're on a roll here. I bring this up for a reason, all right? I bring this up. We're good to go for today because there is a streamer who's a lawyer. There's a lot of lawyer streamers out there, and they just like talk about court cases in popular culture, et cetera, et cetera. And I think his name is Rakita Law. And he was doing a stream the other day. And I saw this clip and I was like, good God, somebody send some help for this man. Is he okay? And I guess he said, I got to take a bathroom break during the stream. Now, if we do that, we just do it during commercial breaks and we have to haul ass. We got to go fast because if you're not done, I've been sitting in the bathroom before and I've been looking at my phone because I have to, I got to be there by this time. And I'll go,
that doesn't happen that often to you.
No, but one time I walked in and it was like, a minute, and to me that's very close. I don't want to cut it that close.
A minute left? Child's play.
Yeah, right. Well, I got to hit the buttons to start things, so and I have to be here with at least 10 seconds to get my head ready. But this guy says I got to go to the bathroom during his stream, Rakita Law, and he goes to the bathroom, and I guess he doesn't come back for like 20 minutes or something. And people on the stream are like, no streamer. What's happening here? What's going on? And when he comes back, dude is just blotted out of his mind, just completely schnookered.
Drunk?
And, I don't know. But you tell me. I don't even know if this could be drunk. This seems different than drunk to me. But imagine you're in the middle of a live stream and this is what you return as. Like, it seemed to be okay before, I guess, and it comes back like this. Take a look with me. Here we go. I mean, he's not talking.
Okay.
He's like going to sleep.
Is he?
It looks like he's like pleasuring himself right now.
Yes, it does.
I don't know that he is. But,
yeah, it's very much coming off that way.
I mean, the guy hasn't said a word yet. He's like he just took a heaping spoonful of ketamine to the nostril, and that's what he's looking like here. I don't know what the guy's on or what's happening, but somebody
he is
sent
the chief
help.
of tomfoolery, though.
That's true. That's what it says. Rakita Law, chief of tomfoolery. Get it together. Stop doing that movement with your hand that really looks like you're touching yourself. Try to shake it off.
What?
I'm just completely out of it.
My favorite
People in
part
the chat
is
are
that
saying heroin.
he gets a fat check after this.
Oh, yeah, there's tons of people who are watching the stream. So, like, he had some attention going on there. I don't know what's happening in his world, but pull it together, man. Good God. That's a mess right there. Imagine, like, I like when you come back and he does the head shake thing. We've all done this before. I don't know. Maybe we haven't. I'll say a story where I've done it before, and you guys tell me if you have experienced similar. One time, I was hanging out with my friends, and we had a bunch to drink, and we smoked a bunch.
Whoa,
you know, that's right, smoking the marijuanas.
Wow.
And that's right, and we were what the kids call high, and all of a sudden, I hear keys rattling, and the front door open. And my mom walks in the house. I wasn't expecting my mom
that's
for
a
like
hell no for me.
4 or 5 hours. So I'm like, hello? And my mom's like, oh, okay. My mom goes to like put her stuff away and like take off her nursing stuff and get dressed and whatnot. And I go into the bathroom and I'm doing the thing just like he did. You try to shake your face and move your cheeks around. You try to splash some water on your face. You try to do that thing where you instantly sober up. And it kind of works like a little tiny bit, but not all the way. And he couldn't get his way through that stream because I saw a longer version of this, and he's just like, just not making any sense at all. Sir, do that off stream. That's the best way to handle things. Meanwhile, we go back to this flight from the UK.
This dude's like a lawyer.
Yeah, he's a full-on lawyer. Yeah, I mean, he's a big streamer, too. I don't know how many people he has following him, but he's a big streamer. And there was people saying there was like powder on his nose. I don't know if that's true. He was clearly he like
can't wait to see how he is in the courtroom.
He privated the videos after the stream, which usually a sign that maybe something nefarious went down and you want to hide your tracks a little bit. But too late, that's out there, and people are already seeing it. There are passengers now speaking out for this Singapore Airlines flight that had the turbulence that killed a man in his 70s and injured several others. Nightmare scenario. And this is what they're saying so far, a couple of the passengers.
The entire thing happened within the span of like less than 10 seconds. Like it was really, really quick. Which is why like I think nobody could really respond to it. I was in my chair and I think I was resting at that point, but I was belted in.
Nice.
And you could start feeling that the airplane was entering some kind of turbulence. So the plane starts shaking. And at that point, like, I just know that, okay, well, I'm just going to like huddle in, but like it kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Oh, God.
Just
great audio.
He said an extremely surreal experience. I remember vividly objects, people's belongings, phones, cushions, everything was flying.
Objects, people's belongings, phones, cushions, teacups. Just I saw people from across the aisle just like going completely horizontal, hitting the ceiling and landing back down.
Wow.
Nightmare.
Going completely horizontal, hitting the ceiling, and then landing back down. That is frightening.
That's a no thanks for me.
Yeah, that's a hard no. That was the reality for these folks who are on this Singapore Airlines flight. Very, very scary stuff. Speaking of that, more scares hit us yesterday. Actually, it was kind of during the show. I don't know if you've seen any of the footage from this tornado that hit in Greenfield, Iowa, in the Des Moines area. It was so bad. There is one video I saw, and it was from a storm chaser, and it was a giant windmill, one of those giant windmills. You see the big white windmill sitting out in the field, and the tornado hit the windmill and just made mincemeat out of it, man. It was just flopping. It landed on the ground. It was in bits and pieces after this tornado went through. And it demolished a lot more than windmills. It killed, I think it killed some people. I got to see. But it did a lot of damage. Power lines down, houses absolutely destroyed. Let me see if I can bring something up to give you an idea of what happened here because it was just that bad.
A lot of tornadoes lately. We're in for a rough summer weather-wise.
This tornado season, this is when it happens. This is when all the storms hit in that one portion of the United States of America where, guess what? You know what they don't get? Hurricanes. You know what they don't get? Earthquakes. They don't get snowstorms that bad. But everybody gets something, so they get the tornadoes in that area. That's just how it all works out. It says Greenfield, Iowa was where a lot of this damage occurred. Oh, God, this is rough right here. Hang on. Is this like a drone footage thing? Yeah. Oh, God. So this is a whole neighborhood. You could see exactly where the path of the tornado was.
God,
and it
that's
just
insane.
That's the thing about a tornado. With a hurricane, you, for 6-8 hours, are getting lashed by winds and rain and all that. And
tornadoes sometimes.
But the tornado the house is just gone. The tornado's not like, oh, well, wait this out, and then maybe a couple of tiles will be loose on the roof of the house. No, it's like the house is gone. And the only thing that remains is tiny little pieces. MFQ on YouTube says, dude, that's like a bomb was set off. Absolutely. Just destroyed. And these aren't trailers. This is not some trailer park. These are homes in this area of Iowa. And they are now gone. I'll put that up on See It Now so you can take a look at the destruction from this tornado that went through Iowa. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch right now. When we return, baseball chaos. It's a home run, but there's a little bit of a problem. What's that? Well, it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Later today on the Jim Colbert Show, Cora Bertram from Save the Manatee Club will join us for Animal House. Then Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell returns after a week away. For JCS Trivia, we have tickets to see Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire at the Kia Center. So we'll have 4 shots for you to win $1,000, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Wednesday forecast. And for the rest of the day, we'll expect warm temperatures to continue to take hold with an afternoon high in Orlando of 91 degrees. We'll see plenty of sunshine today with a dry forecast on the way all the way through the end of this week, with afternoon highs in the mid-90s by Friday, approaching, though, the upper 90s to near 100 degrees by this weekend. Be sure to stay cool and stay hydrated. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Osceola East Emergency. HCA Florida Osceola East Emergency in St. Cloud at 4920 East Erlo Bronson Highway is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of HCA Florida Osceola Hospital. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Look, if you're like me, you want a place that you can trust to fix your stuff when it breaks. You want a place that's not just opened yesterday. You want somebody who's been around for a while. Mills Air has been in business since 1992. Pretty simple, right? It's over 30 years, 32 years in running that Mills Air has been there for you. You're not going to have a problem with them and then they disappear and your money is gone. In fact, you're not going to have a problem with Mills Air at all because they are honest and they strive for fairness. They want to treat their customers right. It's just the right way to do business, and that's the way they do business. They're also a Carrier factory authorized dealer. If you're not sure what that means, well, it means they have Carrier HVAC units or air conditioners, but it also means that they can get you big rebates, up to $1,275 in rebates if you upgrade to one of these new Carrier units. By the way, they can save you really big on your power bill every month. If you're looking at a skyrocketing power bill, odds are the biggest source of that power bill is your air conditioner, and it's probably inefficient. You can bring that number down by getting a new Carrier unit. There's financing for basically everybody out there, and they have preventative maintenance, which is brilliant to get. It saves you money. It can detect an upcoming breakdown. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to Mills Air. Visit them online, millsair.com.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's better than air conditioning? A portable air conditioner you can take anywhere. Enter McDonald's frozen drinks. I call them air cup-ditioners. Air cup-ditioners come in all my fave flavors, like frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, and frozen Sprite Limonade. And they're incredibly cost-effective. Any size is just $1.49 after breakfast hours. My air cup-ditioner is on full blast. There are drinks. And there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Memorial Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Orlando's top-rated comedy club and restaurant is celebrating becoming the Funny Bone. The Funny Bone guarantees the same great talent and awesome live comedy experience at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Don Curry, known by fans across the country for his numerous national television appearances on May 24th and 25th. Followed by Godfrey on May 31st through June 2nd. See our calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Home to the best comedic talent on tour nationally. Come get funny at the Funny Bone.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Are you bogged down with constant sneezing, watery eyes, and congestion? Do you get sinus headaches and infections? No one should have to suffer season after season. And thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus, treating your allergies is easier than you think. With personalized treatment plans tailored to your needs and budget, you can say goodbye to allergy and sinus issues for good. Book your appointment today at AspireAllergy.com. Aspire Allergy and Sinus, where relief is just around the corner. AspireAllergy.com.
Secure your roof's future today. Don't gamble with the elements. Book a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting now throughout May. Get 15% off any roof repair or replacement. Plus, enter for a chance to win $10,000 towards your next roof replacement at the iHeartMedia Orlando Dream Home Makeover. Call 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com to schedule your inspection. Offer ends May 31st. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to change. Contact us for full details. Licensed and insured in Florida. CCC 057165. CBC 1258484.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
At Rasmussen University, we offer 50-plus programs from health sciences to business to nursing, online and on campus. Are you ready to rewrite your story? Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is the...
He was my favorite for a little while, but Kobayashi. No, Kobayashi, the world-famous competitive eater, is retiring from the sport, and he says enough's enough.
Why was he your favorite?
I liked him because that Asian man could gobble down some dogs, man. He was just something else. Nobody was even close to him. Joey Chestnut is better, and I use better in air quotes because it's kind of a weird sport to begin with. And he's just a machine. Maybe nobody will ever best Joey Chestnut. But Kobayashi for a while was like the dude, and he was interesting. And then he started fighting with the companies that ran competitive eating, saying it was unfair. His name was what was drawing people in, and these companies started gobbling up all the money. And then they arrested him one year at the hot dog event, and it was a whole thing because they said he wasn't supposed to be there, and then he showed up anyway. It was a whole thing. I love the guy, but he's quitting competitive eating forever. And the reason why is not quite what I would think. I mean, one of the reasons is because of what it did to his gut. And he says, like, my body needs to heal from all the damage I've done from this competitive eating. I don't know how that works. Seems like stretching out your stomach's probably not a great idea.
Right. Yeah.
It can stretch back, though. Your stomach can shrink. It's just a fact. You can do that.
Not even the stomach part. I imagine the intestines need some rest.
Oh, God,
it's a lot
yeah.
of processing of
I
processed
picture it like a cartoon. Like, you know, your intestines are like normal with normal stuff going through them. And then when they do the competitive eating, there's like a softball-sized thing like going down through your intestines. And I don't know if it really looks like that, but it seems bad. And the other reason why he's retiring from competitive eating that's interesting to me is he says it's messed with his brain. Like it's screwed up his brain doing all this eating. C-Lane does not seem like a believer. He's not believing Kobayashi that this messed up his brain. You don't think like eating food this way can have an impact on your mind, your thoughts, your brain?
So.
And
Absolutely.
He's saying it is. At least I don't know what the science is behind it. It's weird because when we think about things or sports, if we use that word again, that would mess up your brain, you think about football, MMA, like anything with CTE. And there seems to be some...
You don't think of food as somebody that, like, all right, like, say you got a friend that just doesn't come off as very smart sometimes. You're like, yeah, you know, that guy got tackled one too many times on the football field.
Right.
You don't say... And that guy, you know, ate 60 hot dogs one too many times at the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah,
like, there's not a food that you associate with stupidity or some sort of retardation, you know, some sort of like cognitive slowness.
Sure, but then you think about like just as much as drugs and an influx of drugs can mess up your chemical balance. I imagine the same would be for poor
diets.
Poor diets, yeah. And like,
well, I mean, I know this. I know that you can have brain fog. I have brain fog sometimes if I'm
11 to 3 every day.
If I'm doing a little too much drinking, if I'm on a stretch, my brain just doesn't work the way that I want it to, and pulling up words or like, you know, landing on stuff is harder. If I don't drink for like 2 or 3 days, I feel like a superhero. I'm like, this is awesome. So
I was watching more of that lawyer's live stream during the break.
Oh, were you?
He was gone for 45 minutes.
Well, is that long? I thought it was 20 minutes.
And the part that you showed, that was at the end when he was trying to end the show.
Oh, he kept trying to end the stream?
There was a while before of him just sitting around. He was drunk before he left for the bathroom. That guy, he's got some stuff going on legally, and I think he's like circling the drain.
Did you open a whole can of worms on that one?
Yeah, I mean, like circling the drain. Like, I don't think he's gonna die, but I think like he's having some like career issues.
Yeah, it looks like it. It doesn't seem like things are.
But when you're saying the brain fog of drinking a lot, that's exactly what this guy was showing. Like,
when he came back, I saw the longer clip, or a longer clip that was about 20 minutes of this lawyer who was just out of it during his live stream, and he was saying things. I don't know if you watched this part, but nothing seemed to really make sense. It was just like he was just blabbing, he was yapping, and none of it came together. And then he started to get sort of stun locked by the chat, because the chat was like,
the chat's like, you're drunk. It's like, yeah, of course I'm drunk. You know, I'll come do it at your family thing, your kid's family thing.
Okay.
You should just die. You should just die.
He went on a mini tangent about how all the people involved in, I think we talked about the Netflix movie or something show called Cuties, where there was a big controversy over whether or not that was appropriate. And he's like, all of them should be pinned to the wall and shot. Just shoot them all. They're dead.
What?
He was on one, man. And you know, the one time the chat, they triggered him. Please don't do this to us. The chat triggered him at one point in time.
Triggered.
Yeah, well, they get me all the time, because I'll just see somebody who's so dumb that I just want to erase them off the internet entirely. But they started, when he was going into his rambling and his yapping, and he was clearly high out of his mind, they started posting snowflakes in the chat, like cocaine. The whole chat filled with people posting this snowflake emoji over and over and over and over again, like this guy was zooted up on some coke during the broadcast. Anyhow, Kobayashi says eating like that ruins your brain. I know that drinking different stuff can mess with your brain, but if we go out there, we're going to go to the folks who are into this. If you're a nutritionist and you're listening to the show, if you're a medical professional, can this type of stuff have a longer term impact on your brain? Could it do something to you like that? Because he said competitive eating has warped his brain in his estimation.
It does say some foods can negatively impact brain health. A diet high in refined sugars and saturated fats can have detrimental effects on the brain. Research has shown people who eat more saturated fat and sugar have poorer short-term memory, and long-term studies show obesity is associated with mild impaired. No, it's fine.
No, get out of here.
Yeah, your mind feels all fuzzy. It's like a brain fog. Eating from fast food menu can cause breakdowns in your brain because of the oxidative stress that's triggered. And I guess there's not a lot of eating competitions that's like, all right, how many chicken breasts and vegetable servings can you eat?
The asparagus challenge is very popular. I'll tell you what we've been into. We've been into Cuban food lately. And
all right, bienvenido.
Courtney is drilling it. She's such a good cook. So, like, really, 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 really good.
Bless her soul. Can I please have the leftovers? Because I love me some Cuban food.
She just made, we had like the chicken and yellow rice and black beans.
Yeah, say it right. What's it called?
Rice con
arroz.
Pollo.
Arroz con pollo.
Arroz con pollo.
Arroz con pollo.
Which directly translates to chicken and rice. Eat what?
Negro frijoles. Frijoles negro. Is that right? That's
Sure.
right. That is right. I got that part. Bam.
But there's seasoning to it. There's vegetables involved.
Yeah.
There's even and Cuban people, back me up here. Grandmother's secret recipe, not so secret, was adding beer.
Beer to
for
it, huh?
it to simmer, and it just, so good. Now I want some.
She did some some Cuban chef's recipe, and it was just really next level good. It was so good. I'm super into it. I wish when all these doctors will tell me, like, Sean, here's what you need to do. This kind of diet is perfect for you, and it's going to be healthy for your heart and healthy for everything. And they always say Mediterranean. And I'm like, I got a Greek place that I like to go to.
Always say Mediterranean. When we were looking at doing IVF, and we were in like the starting, like you getting advice and getting tested for stuff. One of the biggest things they were like, we really need you to change the energy in your home. So, like open a lot of windows, get some airflow through, and a Mediterranean diet. It was always Mediterranean diet.
I know. Everything's Mediterranean diet. All the doctors will tell you Mediterranean
So
diet.
I went and got
Those the most fit people in the world?
I don't know.
I think like Greek people have a longer life expectancy as far as I'm aware, and they seem to be more fit and whatnot.
Not the Greek food that I order. It's always like the
Spanakopita.
the
fully fried
gyro combo with fries, extra tzatziki.
Oh, you go to that place right by the lake there? You know what I'm talking about? That Greek place? It's right by White Wolf. And
Yeah. I've been there a couple times.
Man, that place is
If
good.
I'm drinking at the Lure,
Yeah,
just go
right
across
there.
the street, get some to soak all that up.
I can get down with it, but I only
now
want
I'm
it for
starving.
so long.
Thanks, everybody.
I've really hit you with it here. I only want it for so long. I want to mix everything up, and the doctor's like, no, just keep eating those gyros. Gyro, every day. Eat the rice. Oh, God. Okay, fine. I'll do my best. Meanwhile, speaking of food, a baseball game, a home run, and a problem. The broadcasters tried their best. It's tough to navigate your way through a situation like this, but they did their thing. It was the Texas Rangers and the Philadelphia Phillies who were playing.
ERA of just 0.90.
Boom!
That ball hit well.
It's it.
Deep out to right field. It is gone.
Oh, now you couldn't really see too much, and I can't go full screen. They'll copyright the hell out of me. But I'll bring it full screen for this portion.
I did see the clip.
See
earlier
right
today.
here? Okay, good.
It's unfortunate.
There was a fan who was in the outfield, and the home run landed right in their nachos, right in the nacho cheese. They were just sitting there hanging out.
But if it
and
wasn't for
boom.
those nachos, he wouldn't have gotten the ball back, which is very interesting. Like, was
Yeah.
it worth the sacrifice?
But then they said, the announcers at least said, let's see if they say it right here. Hang on. Because I think they say you got to check the ball to see if there's nacho cheese on it. It throws it in.
Was it in? It looked like it knocked the fans' food into the stadium.
They said all you got to do is check the baseball. If there's cheese on it, it's gone. So the cheese is the evidence that the home run happened, and it bounced back in. And that was...
I thought it could go back in, and that's why everybody wanted to kill that guy in Chicago.
No. Well, yeah.
No, like it's out of play, even if they were to throw it back.
Or is it because he caught it, where he grabbed it in the air when the guy would have caught it?
He grabbed it in the air when the guy would have made an out. That's why all the people in Chicago hated Steve Bartman, I think was his name. Yeah, Steve Bartman. He was no good. BDMX Con says they have video review. That's true. In baseball, they have video review. You don't need it, though. I can see right here the nachos are on the field. It's spilled all over the place, just on the ground.
And there's enough there that person just got those nachos.
Yeah, this is fresh.
Easily.
Look at that cheese cup. It's loaded up and ready to go, and it is no more. Really unfortunate. Truly a wrong to humanity, but here we are regardless. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, we have to talk about gravestone babies because, I don't know, honestly, this is weird. And I don't know what people are doing, but they're doing it, so we have to take this on head first, I think. All right, we will do that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution. The off-ramp is partially blocked from I-4 eastbound express lanes to Anderson Street, and there's an earlier accident still causing delays on State Road 408 westbound near Pine Hills Road. There's delays on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535, and congestion on Colonial Drive by the interstate. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Real Radio has your chance to win a dream home makeover. Up for grabs are a bathroom remodel, flooring, solar, roofing, and large appliances. Register now for your chance to win $10,000 towards a new roof from Universal Roof and Contracting. There are 5 different contests with each category offering its own unique benefits for improving your home to create the perfect living space. Get more details and enter at realradio.fm/contests.
Are you ready to put some cash in your pocket? Because Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you a keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you'll have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. But there is a catch, because there's always a catch. Right. If you get a call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. ramp.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-200-1966. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-200-1966. That's 800-200-1966 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk, too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is
I don't know what's going on with this world we're in, but I was thinking a little bit more yesterday after the show about this whole Scarlett Johansson versus ChatGPT thing. And if you don't know what's going on here, in a nutshell, to catch you up and get you in the loop instead of out of it, Scarlett Johansson is possibly legally going after OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT, after they showcase their new technology, which is a voice AI, much like, Alexa or Siri, but far more advanced. Alexa's just garbage. Siri's a little better. And OpenAI, ChatGPT, theirs is way, way above and beyond all of this. And she said when she heard the demonstration, she and even her family members were like, that sounds exactly like you. And she said that OpenAI had come to her and tried to get her, begged her to be the voice of this. And she denied them. She refused to do it, said she didn't want to. They asked her again at the last minute before the launch, and she once again said, no, I'm not going to do that, right? So then the other person ends up being a woman that has kind of a similar voice. I don't know how similar it actually is because I was listening to some stuff with her talking and then her talking in her and then the actual sound of the OpenAI voice AI. One weird thing to go off on a side here, Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT and the company that runs it, I don't know why he's going after this whole her vibe. He tweeted out the word her and he's talking about the Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson movie. Didn't the movie end badly because of the AI?
Yeah, not great, but maybe I think when people think about the movie and have not seen it, they just know that it's Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with a computer.
I don't think I ever saw it.
I've seen it before, but I forgot how the ending went.
I saw the one where the guy fell in love with, I think it was Deuce Machina.
Oh. Ex Machina.
Yeah. Ex Machina. Yeah, that was with the robots. That was where like the guy made really lifelike robots.
Deus Ex Machina is like God of the Machines or something like that. I think that's where that name came from.
Which is a good movie, but in this case, I think that she was like a dark movie. I don't think it ended well. I don't know why he's striving to accomplish that. That's neither here nor there. Then I started thinking, well, is this actually wrong? And then you dice that up into like morally wrong and legally wrong, which are two very different things. Legally wrong, I don't know. We could talk to Moses DeWitt about that a little bit. Morally wrong, I would say this. When I was going over this in my head, I said, what would be wrong to me is if OpenAI was like, we want it to sound exactly like Scarlett Johansson, but we don't want to pay her any money. So like, let's fake her voice. Let's utilize technology to replicate her voice, but keep her out of it.
Right.
Not them going to Scarlett Johansson and going, hey, we're willing to pay you. We would like you to be the voice of this AI. She says no. They say, are you sure? We're about to launch this. And then them picking some other female voice actor to pay that happens to sound like her. I don't know that that's wrong. I don't know that that's wrong because they gave her an opportunity to be financially compensated and to work with them multiple times. You can't expect them to not get another voice actor that's a woman or that sounds similar to them.
Right, but who's to say that they didn't manipulate that and still not use her?
That's a different argument. Yeah, that's a different argument. If they purposely manipulated audio to try to make it sound like somebody who didn't want to participate, wrong, okay? But if they just hired a woman who had a female voice that happened to sound a little bit like Scarlett Johansson and her, if you don't want to participate, they got to get somebody to do it. Somebody else is going to step up and take part in this. So I don't know. And I want to talk to Moses about this to see if he thinks there's any like legal implications. We do have some comparisons, I guess. Wasn't there a Paris Hilton or was it a
Lindsay Lohan?
Lindsay Lohan, Grand Theft Auto. Right. Okay. And that was that something that sounded like her or just looked like her?
I think it had a similar story.
Yeah, that was
okay.
The same thing. And I don't know if there was any success in it. I do feel like they, and I'll have to research it, maybe changed the likeness a little bit after she had brought something up. The same went for Last of Us, the very first game. It was, Fritz will be better at explaining this, but they had asked Ellen Page at the time, to voice it and to shape the character in the video game like her. Did not want to do it, but then it came off like they just went with it anyways.
Oh, okay. So, was there a lawsuit in that case? Because that's another good comparison. I wonder if they won that. Some people chiming in on YouTube. Wynn says, wasn't the point that they manipulated the AI voice to sound like Scarlett Johansson? I think it just happens that the lady sounds like her. Now, they very well may have sought out somebody with a similar voice, but what about that lady? Like, that lady just got a gig, recorded a thing, did the AI voice, and got paid, and now people are, like, rolling right past her, and it's all about Scarlett Johansson. Like I said, they gave her the opportunity on multiple occasions to be a part of this and to make money off it, and then they just picked somebody else. That's how it goes. I don't know that they did anything actually wrong here. I think they did weird stuff, but Sam Altman's super weird. Sam Altman's got some big problems out there. Sam Altman's biggest problem, I hate to say this, I know it's uncomfortable, but his biggest problem is his sister and all the stuff that she posts on Twitter because it's super weird. His sister has alleged that he used to jump in bed with her non-consensually.
Oh, that kind of stuff.
And his sister then started an OnlyFans, and whenever he tweets stuff out, she responds with photos from her OnlyFans, like even nude photos. His sister definitely has, you could tell that she has some problems. There's some stuff going on there, and it's probably very frustrating for him, but though he's got issues. He's got things going on. And one very interesting thing, Celine, can you bring up ChatGPT? Because I want to see if they change this. Or if the sister was like, if she's full of it and she doesn't actually have a case here. Not like a legal case, but something to complain about.
Am I pulling up actual ChatGPT?
Yeah, I want you to ask ChatGPT a question.
Where do you go to do that? Because I'd never use ChatGPT.
Oh, OpenAI, I think. The OpenAI website.
Yeah, Google ChatGPT, and it should be the first one that pops up.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
just want to
chat.openai.com.
She had one particular complaint. She says that her brother became rich, famous, and powerful, and she's poor and can't afford anything, and he's just like abandoning her.
What am I asking it?
Ask ChatGPT if OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has a sister. Because she was claiming like he erased her from the AI world, and all these screenshots were like, nope, he does not have a sister. He has a brother. And they would explain that the brother likes doing this and this and this, and here's what the brother's up to. But he was trying to like erase this sister from existence.
It says, yes, Sam Altman, the entrepreneur and investor, has a sister named Jessica Altman. She's a writer and editor known for her work in various publications.
Okay, so either they changed it or she didn't have a gripe on that to begin with.
Is her name Jessica?
I believe so. Yeah. She's on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. That's where she posts this stuff. And if it's just her being mentally ill, it must be insanely frustrating for him, but it certainly is a problem that he's having to deal with. OpenAI isn't saying it is Scarlet, so not sure what the issue is, says Rand. They're not, but it's not simple. This is not a clear-cut thing, because he did tweet her right before the announcement of this to
Thanksgiving's going to be weird.
Okay, here's the thing, though. The articles I'm seeing is that Sam Altman's sister is named Annie Altman, not Samantha.
That's right. Yeah, maybe it is that.
Multiple siblings?
No, he has multiple siblings, but I believe he only has one sister, and she's the one who posts all this stuff on Twitter. And it's like, I think she's a prostitute now. I'm trying not to speak out of turn. I just remember some of this stuff from going through her account, but a virtual prostitute, which is a new career. It's a burgeoning new career where I think that started during COVID, where you just see them online and they do stuff. Yeah, basically. No, she didn't. I don't think she maybe she did identify herself as a sex worker. I'm not sure how she said it, but she wrote some piece about it. Anyhow, those are the problems that he's struggling through right now. We'll see what you think. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. C-Len.
Yes.
Let's talk about parenting very quickly here.
Gotcha.
Hey, what the heck?
Jackson, your son. Mm-hmm. When it comes to naming Jackson, how did you land upon that name? Was it just a snowball discussion? Hey, I like these names. What do you think about this name? Jackson it is. We'll take it.
We had kind of a short list of names that were like ended in O-N, like two syllables, like with a son, like Grayson, Jackson, and then E-R.
Okay.
Right.
Carter is his middle
Tucker?
name.
Is Tucker in there?
Tucker might have been in there. I'm trying to forget. I'm trying to forget. I'm trying to remember. I know Grayson, I think, was on the table.
Cute.
There were a
Did any
couple
of this come from like name books or just
not? We did look at some name websites, but I mean, that was that was mostly to cross names off.
Okay. The reason I ask this is because there's a new breed of parents to be, and I think this is a little weird. But I can already see where you'll attack me and say I'm being maybe hypocritical about one part of it. There's some folks now who, when they get pregnant, what they do is they go to the cemetery. All right. Now, I've said, I'll put this out there before you try to hit me with it, that there is a cemetery near where I am that is stunning. It's a beautiful cemetery. It's where Bob, what's his name? The painter guy? Bob Ross. It's where Bob Ross is famously buried.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's at that. It's by, you know where Yellow Dog Eats is, right? It's like kind of around there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other one. That's
the cemetery that's actually close
used
to you.
To be, yeah, like
no,
neighbor.
I'm saying it is a cemetery and it is, around me, ish. And we've gone there before one time and walked. It's a huge place and it's just rolling hills, beautiful, a lake in the middle of it and stuff. And that's fun. But these parents to be, once they find out they're pregnant, what they're taking to do, and the reason why they call them gravestone babies, is they walk around the cemetery and look at all the names on the gravestones or the headstones, and that's how they choose a name for their child.
I'm not opposed to that.
So, like, they walk around and they're like,
there's some
Humphrey.
unique names over there.
There are. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of old ones, some ones that are maybe out of circulation a little bit, but they'll be like, this is Paul, this is Samantha. They go through all of the different names that they see, and then they'll select one. And it seems kind of dark, but on the other hand, they're making something nice out of it, right? Like they're going through the cemetery and bringing life to somebody's name once again.
I think it's weird.
I think it's kind of like it.
Cool. If
actually.
somebody called you up out of the blue, Sean, and said, "Hey, me and my wife just got married, and we're expecting our first child, and we're naming him Russell, because we were walking through a cemetery and we saw your dad's tombstone." You would think that's cool? Or
I am being totally honest with you. I would be flattered.
Really?
I would say, wow, thank you. You have to remember, though, I'm named after some dude my dad had a guy crush on.
I am named after a supporting Charlie's Angel, not even the main one.
So I think the inspiration is better than what I got, right?
Yeah.
So I'm at the bottom of the barrel.
Absolutely.
And maybe that's why me and Sabrina are here together. We're like, the inspiration for our names was not good. This is better that you walked around.
There's not a great inspiration for my name other than it just sounded like a good Christian name.
That's fine. That's better than a bad inspiration.
Now, here's the thing that at the time, but there is going to be a moment, just like we've all asked our parents, like, what inspired you to name me what you named me? Is it received as well? When it's like, we were actually
how would you feel
in some cemeteries. I don't know how it would
I think
feel.
I would be fine. I think I would be like, that's kind of
right
cool.
off the bat. I would also say, like, do your research, because let's say you find a gravestone, you love the first name, and then you find out that person, was a Nazi because the last name comes along and you put the dates together and see some records.
Or you're like, oh, look, there's a gravestone for Fleet Peoples. Fleet's a cool name.
But then it's like, also, what did you name me after? Well, Game of Thrones was a very popular TV show.
I think this is better than that. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a better, more...
ChatGPT gave me the top 15 most unique names, and we loved the 7th one.
Should I say romantic? I think it's kind of romantic. I think it's kind of like you take a stroll as you're celebrating new life to be, going through the lives that have lived before, and you're looking at all the names, and you're like, you know what? This person. And if enough people did it, they'd all give life to those people's names. They live on in a tiny way. You don't like this, C-Lane?
I thought it was weird, but I mean, you're kind of selling me on it.
I think it's nice.
I don't think it's terrible.
I think it's okay, but we want to see what you think. Go over and go to thenewsjunkie.com. And if you're named after somebody weird for a weird reason, I'd love to hear that story. Like if you heard why you were named the name you were, and it was bad or interesting, let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and tell us that origin. Or what you think about doing this. Because I didn't know how I was going to feel, but now I feel like you're letting somebody live on through the name. And you're not doing it in a bad way. Like, here's a bad thing. If you walk around the cemetery and start mocking all the people's names, like, all right, that's a little weird. If you're ripping people and roasting them, the cemetery roast is a bad look. I don't think that's great. That's different. But this, I might be able to get on board with it. What do you think? We're going to get to those dispatches in just a moment.
Really quickly, you kind of gave me a face and didn't know what I meant when I said Fleet Peoples.
Who's Fleet Peoples?
There used to be a city park in Winter Park, Florida, called Fleet Peoples Park. It was named after this guy who was like a community guy, and he was a swim instructor, and a lot of people liked him until they figured out he was a child molester. Yeah, so they nevertheless changed the name of that park.
Should that ruin Fleet forever, though, as a name?
Fleetwood?
That's
sure.
certainly ruined it for me now.
I like the name Fleet. To hell with the child molester guy. You know, I think that we shouldn't let people ruin names.
You know,
all right. So
someday Adolf will come back. You're right.
Yeah, no.
Jared
from Subway.
Yeah, Jared's still around. Yeah,
well, you just can't put from Subway after it.
If you put his middle name from Subway, no good. You've made a mistake.
Jared Subway Lane left the
but
potential
we met
list.
at a Subway. Come on.
That's not a good look necessarily. Let's do the comparison here, actually, before we take a break. Here's regular-ass Scarlett Johansson talking.
I mean, obviously. He still is.
Okay, take it in.
Dirty Dancing was, like, such a formative... like part of my
but that's casual talk.
Yeah,
I think it was,
this is just her talking
Patrick
regularly.
Swayze and David Bowie in Labyrinth when I was like, oh, sexuality.
She has an affect to her natural voice, which is very different from what we're seeing with the OpenAI voice. Her natural affect is different.
She's done commercials in the past, and what she is the voiceover for. Obviously, does not speak how casually she is right now, but you could hear it's Scarlett Johansson.
We're going there too. This is just the first one. This natural voice.
My eye is to like some other thing.
Okay, this is from her.
Oh. Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
So this is the same voice, just a little more enunciated and clear and focused in.
I'm well. How's everything with you?
Pretty good, actually.
All right, that's
Joaquin
what that
Phoenix
sounds
is so
like.
weird.
Yeah, he is. And this movie's weird.
Man, but
it's
he's had
kind of
so
good.
many roles.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't seen Alexander, but I got to get to that. And here's the voice of the AI.
I like to think I have my own unique strengths. I can
Sounds just
understand
like her.
and generate human-like text pretty well. It really depends on what you're looking for in an assistant.
It sounds like
what
her.
specific
Just like her, dude.
tasks
Come on.
or features are you interested in?
Well, it is an actual woman from what I've heard. Like, this is an actual
Sure, that's
person.
a great way to get around it.
I don't know, but is there something wrong with that? Like, if I ask you, let's make it personal. If I ask you and I go, hey, we need an AI voice for the show. Can we use your voice? And you're like, nope, I don't want to do that. I'm anti-AI. And I go, okay, fine. And then time goes on, I'm working on the project. I have to have somebody else do the voice. And I'm like, this sounds kind of similar. It's a different person doing the voice, but it's what I'm looking for in the sound. I go, Sabrina, you sure you don't want to be part of this project? And you're like, no, hate AI, not on board with this, don't want to do it. And I say, okay. And then I use the other person. Is that wrong?
I think it is. I mean, they clearly don't care. Yeah, but if you have so many different voices to use, and because she did not give her blessing, and probably for a multitude of reasons, they're like, all right, we're just going to use somebody else that sounds exactly like you. And
Yeah, but that's not wrong, I don't think.
But she doesn't have the right to voices that sound like hers. If they asked her to be a part of it.
It's not her. They just manipulated it a little bit.
That's a different question. Then you're saying that they're being dishonest about the source of this voice. And if that was true, I don't think there's any evidence of that other than just the way it sounds.
I don't even know how you'd prove that.
And it's still a little bit of dishonesty when everyone moving forward will still think that's Scarlett Johansson. I mean,
they're not saying it's her.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, very familiar voice. And there was a huge issue with his likeness being used.
Mm-hmm.
It's always come up, and every time I do the throwback during the next episode, it's always like a celebrity that wins a lawsuit for someone using their likeness and their voice. So why now, when in the past it was looked at as not okay, both legally or in civil court, that this is okay because you found someone who sounds like her?
Well, was there a case that was like this where it's like somebody was asked to do something and then somebody got a similar voice? It's not exactly the same.
What was the one that always comes up? Doritos for, oh my gosh. It was
look. There's going to be
singer.
Here would be an example. If let's say Chex Mix says, Gilbert Gottfried, would you like to be our voice for our commercials? We'd like you to be our representative. And he says, no, I don't want to be part of this. And then they get somebody that sounds exactly like Gilbert Gottfried. And that person does the voice.
Let me tell you about Chex Mix.
Right. He's doing the same, effects on his voice and all of those things. And it fools the people into thinking that it's Gilbert Gottfried. I think that's more convincing. But I think Scarlett Johansson, even though her voice, I can understand it because I've seen a bunch of movies with her, and there's nothing individualistic necessarily about her voice. Arnold Schwarzenegger, there certainly would be. He has a very, very, very recognizable voice.
Rights?
No, I don't think so. I still don't think. I think the problem comes in, and you can still do it. Like, you've heard the car commercials, right? Where it'll be like, get over here. Who's the voice that they do?
Go on.
It'll be. No,
I want to hear it.
I realized halfway into this, I was like, what am I doing? It'll be like a guy who's clearly trying to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's saying like, get to the chopper. All of these different things.
That's the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger I've
Get to the chopper. I don't know how to do it, okay? Whatever. What do you think?
Have you seen his State Farm commercials lately?
Who?
Arnold
No,
Schwarzenegger.
No, I haven't seen him.
They're directly like a play on how he says things differently And he says, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And they're like, no, it's neighbor. He goes, that's why I said neighbor.
What do you think about this? Because there's a lot of people chiming in, and I'm interested to get some different opinions. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. We're way behind. Quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about some new details in the PGA Scotty Scheffler arrest incident. We now know a bit more, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
You're awful, Ryan. And nothing makes me harder than that.
What?
Speaking of laugh harder tonight.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
There's slowdowns on the Beach Line eastbound between Florida's Turnpike and Sand Lake Road, and congestion on State Road 429 northbound approaching Florida's Turnpike's Ramp Junction. There's a couple accidents to watch out for. State Road 408 westbound near Pine Hills Road, and the off-ramp from I-4's express lanes eastbound to Anderson Street is partially blocked. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Secure your roof's future today. Don't gamble with the elements. Book a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting now throughout May. Get 15% off any roof repair or replacement. Plus, enter for a chance to win $10,000 towards your next roof replacement at the iHeartMedia Orlando Dream Home Makeover. Call 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com to schedule your inspection. Offer ends May 31st. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to change. Contact us for full details. Licensed and insured in Florida. CCC 057165. CBC 1258484.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. When you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Kick off your summer with iHeart 80s. Rewind to a decade in music that defined a generation. From Madonna to Michael and more. iHeart 80s goes commercial-free all Memorial Day weekend and every weekend. Open the free iHeart app, search iHeart 80s, and start listening now. iHeart Radio. Free never sounded so good.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Send us a dispatch and join the ranks of the great 5 percenters.
.com. Those are coming up in a moment. A lot of you commenting about getting babies' names from the cemetery and the headstones. Seems kind of weird at first glance, but then if you think about it a little bit, it's not so bad, and we want to hear your stories. We did get an update on the Scotty Scheffler incident. This is the PGA story. It was huge over the weekend where he was going to play around for the PGA Championship, and then he ended up with a mugshot. Like the cops arrested this guy, and it was outside Valhalla Golf Club in Louisville, Kentucky. And the best we could tell from the police report, right? I always say never trust the police report. Don't trust it like it's gospel, at least. Question the police report at the very least. A lot of cops lie on these police reports or exaggerate things in their favor. Kind of looking like that happened here, too. Big shocker. Scotty Scheffler, we're hearing some additional info. It says Scotty tried mostly downplaying the driving incident involving him and Detective Brian Gillis as he tried to contend at the PGA Championship, despite getting arrested outside of the golf club just hours before he teed off on Friday morning. The citation report from the Louisville Police Department described a much more frightening ordeal for Gillis, the officer, who had to go to the hospital after his run-in with the world's #1 golfer. ESPN's Bob Wischusen, the Jets play-by-play voice for ESPN New York Radio, was in a van along with Jeff Darlington, and they documented Scheffler's arrest on his phone and reported extensively on the events that day. They said he stayed in the van but had a view of the confrontation and provided new details and further context. The longtime ESPN voice said Gillis, the officer, approached the golfer Scheffler's car as the vehicle pulled past the ESPN van. Whoa, 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 who are you? Where are you going? Get back in line. You're not allowed to come through here, the officer said to the golfer. As Scheffler pulled forward about 10 or 20 yards, the situation escalated. This according to a witness. When the golfer drove past him, the cop got very angry pursuing the car. My impression was he was running alongside and chasing the car, and he tripped and fell. So...
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
News
That's embarrassing.
story.
Have you ever seen that? That is a surprise that someone gets embarrassed and then takes it out on somebody else.
I could go back to the report, but basically, I think I'm being fair to the report by suggesting that this officer said, I told the golfer not to drive through this area, that it was roped off because of a fatal accident, and he did it anyway, and then he ran into me, and my $80 pants were ruined. And so he's facing like 10 years in jail and all these ridiculous charges, right? They booked him, and they got the mug shots, and they got all that stuff. Then a witness is saying that the cop got mad that he didn't hear or understand or care to listen to his commands. And the cop, like Barney Fife, starts hauling ass after his vehicle. And the cop trips and falls and makes a fool of himself. And then the cop arrests the golfer for this whole ordeal. Those are two very different stories. And it's a real conundrum that even though the officer, I believe, had a body cam, the body cam was not activated at the time. So we've got no video of this encounter. An off body cam does nobody any good. And it just goes to show you, we have a massive problem with officers and the way they write down these reports, and then they spew this stuff back out in court, and they're like, the officer said in his report that X, Y, and Z happened.
I guess we'll just have to take his word for it.
Yeah, and guess what? The jury does, too. The jury's like, okay, that's what happened. That's what the cop wrote down in his report. That must be what happened. The other person's the bad guy. Whatever they say, we take that with a grain of salt. Oh, man, speaking of all this, did I tell you guys? What happened?
About salt?
No. Right when I got home from South Carolina and my sister's funeral, nice little letter waiting for me. Open it up. Jury duty.
Hey.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, you're making this sound like you're actually going to do it this time?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I
Civil
gotta
duty.
Got to go before the show and everything. I don't want to do the right thing.
What do you mean before the show?
It'll
7
take up the
a.m.?
whole show.
Yeah, you got to take that day off.
Right.
So inconvenient. It's next month. Just a heads up to everybody. I didn't tell you guys that yet. There it is. But the cop lied, or the eyewitness, who has no reason to lie, really, is lying about what happened here. One of those stories is very different than the other. I think what you're going to see is Scotty Scheffler continue to play down the incident, and the police, they're going to wait a couple of days so people forget about this more, and they're going to drop all the charges against Scotty Scheffler, and everybody will move on with their lives. But if it wasn't a famous PGA golfer, what would happen? They'd say he assaulted a police officer. He'd be facing a decade behind bars, and we'd go to the holy grail of evidence, which is the police report, and see what he wrote down, and it would back up what we needed for these charges. But there happened to be somebody who saw this. That is crazy to me. The body cams are there for a reason. They should be constantly recording. And then, of course, obviously, if they don't catch anything, maybe, record over it after X amount of days or whatever. But it's so insane to me that this could have just been some cop who was upset that the people didn't instantly. Cops don't like it when you don't listen to them. You don't obey blindly whatever order they bark out at you. They tend to dislike that. And if they can get you on something to inconvenience you as payback because they got the badge, some of them will do it. Some of them will lean into this and do that. That needs to stop. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. If this is truly what happened, if the dodo cop ran and fell and tripped on his own fat rolls, then the cop should be disciplined for this because he's lying in his police report. That should be the cardinal sin of being an officer, lying in your police report. But we'll see. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
Oh, I'll tell ya. What's coming up on the next episode? So no one told you that you couldn't rest in peace. Also, move over, honey. We've got a new trick to get bears out of trees, and it has to do with Ozzy Osbourne. Plus, another edition of Celebrity Conspiracy Theories, and this time, we're involving nipples. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, Central Florida and Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for your Wednesday afternoon. And for today, it will be a warm one. Afternoon highs will climb into the low 90s with a high of 91 degrees in Orlando this afternoon under a mostly sunny sky. We'll continue to heat things up through the end of this week with highs approaching the mid-90s before we heat things up even further for your Memorial Day weekend. Plan for highs to reach the 99 degrees range. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer 50-plus programs from health sciences to business to nursing, online and on campus. Are you ready to rewrite your story? Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
Need a reboot? RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Spring has sprung, so let's have some fun. This month, I'll help you reboot your old ride and save up to $8,000 on a new Mitsubishi. So if your old ride's a hunk of junk, don't let it leave you in a funk. You can even drive a new car today with a lifetime warranty, like the Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon starting at $15,900. The popular Eclipse Cross, in stock and ready for delivery. Or the 2024 Outlander, 5-star safety rated, starting at $23,900. So if you've been dreaming of driving a new RC Hill Mitsubishi, don't get your wires crossed, because my team works hard every day, and that's what makes us different. So this week, reboot your old ride, and you could save up to $8,000 on a nicer, newer car. But hurry, a deal this good will shut down fast. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my trendy rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. As the weather starts to warm up, keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Wayne Newton, Mr. Las Vegas, live June 2nd inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa. Unlike any show Mr. Las Vegas has done before. Hear never before told stories of one of the most celebrated entertainers of all time, as well as singing crowd favorites and playing an assortment of instruments he has perfected over the years. On sale now at hardrocktampa.com or ticketmaster.com. Wayne Newton, live, Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Kick off your summer with iHeart 80s. iHeart 80s goes commercial-free all Memorial Day weekend and every weekend. Open the app, search iHeart 80s, and start listening now. Free never sounded so good.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-822-1716. 800-822-1716.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
Things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Don't forget, if you miss any of the show, you can always get the links to the podcast. It's free for you to subscribe and get the show each and every day. Where do you do that? You go over to thenewsjunkie.com, subscribe on iHeartRadio or any other platform. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Get to the chopper.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. Don is here for you. He has your best interests in mind. He's part of the Real Radio family, and that means he's going to take care of your family. Whether you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, expanding that business, all that and so much more. Work with a man that you could trust by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Oh, yeah. It was 66 years ago, 1958. This cat right here.
What's his name?
Come on.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
That is correct. And on this day in 1958, Jerry Lee Lewis arrived in England to begin his first tour in the UK. And he then confirmed to the press that he did, in fact, marry his 13-year-old first cousin, and the tour was canceled. Yow! So there you have it, my friends. Happy anniversary. Whatever happened with that? Did they stay married for a while, or you found out their first cousin?
Not sure.
You can't stay dead for a while without, for some reason, your investigation reopening, and I'm talking about Matthew Perry.
All right.
There's a segue for you. Now a criminal investigation into Matthew Perry's death last October has been opened. Now, he died primarily from high levels of ketamine, which is used to help depression, anxiety, PTSD, drug and alcohol problems, chronic pain,
and put
more.
horses to sleep.
Yeah.
And also make you feel like a champ for just a little
I
while.
didn't know you were a K-dog.
I've been in a K-hole or two myself.
Clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you mix them together?
You mix everything. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, don't do this. This is a bad idea. I don't do this anymore.
Super illegal. Perry had
Candy flipping?
been
Colin Klein's?
undergoing ketamine infusion therapy, but the amount found in his system was too much to have been from that. So LAPD and the Drug Enforcement Agency, also known as DEA, they are trying to determine where he got it from, and they're being aided by the post office.
All right.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Gonna get him.
If Perry got the drugs from the mail, then they should be able to track it back to send it to him, or whoever sent it to him, and justice shall be swiftly served. Because they're continuing to go after the dealers that kill all the people.
Yeah, this seems like a newer thing, unless it just wasn't on my radar at all. There's been just untold amount of stories of people dying of drug overdoses, and now all of a sudden it seems like that's happening, and then they're going after. They're like, well, let's find the dealer that sold them this, and they try to get those people.
Probably a good move. Call me crazy, but we'll see how this investigation goes. This is, I guess, no need for investigation. It turns out that Taylor Swift is actually affecting the upcoming season for the NFL.
Uh-oh, again? I thought we were done with this. My God.
No, they have to plan for the next season, Sean. And her tour schedule has now been taken into account during the drafting of the upcoming NFL season. This is where we're at, my friends. So they say Taylor's boyfriend, Kansas City Chiefs, they're playing the Buffalo Bills in November 17th to be exact, which is right in the middle of Taylor's 6-date run in nearby Toronto. So because of this, there are people out there who think the NFL actually engineered the schedule so Taylor could make it to that game, possibly others, and also do her tour because big numbers. Now, that's not true. What the NFL did do, however, is take her tour into account for stadiums where they also play the footballs. Dolphin Stadium, Saints, Colts, they all play this fall, so the league had to make sure those teams were on the road for the dates that she would be going to the stadium itself.
Yeah.
Also, when is she going to stop touring?
Well, when is she going to hang out with her boyfriend?
This couple, she can't actually.
Why?
Because she's dead.
But like,
This couple can't even hang out with each other.
What if? So the NFL said they have to take her tour into account, but wouldn't that just be because she's already got that date booked at the stadium?
Yeah,
could be.
Perhaps, but it's juicier to say it that way, C-Lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know who is not dead, but has to address it every couple years?
Who's that? Oh, Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne is right. One of the longest lasting conspiracy theories on the internet is that singer Avril Lavigne is actually dead and has been a clone for many, many years. This actually started back in 2011, and the original conspiracy theory was that she died in 2003. And then in 2011, a Brazilian blog titled Avril is Dead goes viral, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lavigne supposedly fell into a deep depression, this according to the theory, after the release of her 2002 debut album, committed suicide. Her record label hired a lookalike, Melissa Vandella, to replace her, and she's been doing it ever since.
Damn.
2017 gained new life thanks to a Twitter thread that went viral. Then in 2018, numerous people on Twitter decided to collectively troll Avril Lavigne and remind her that she has been dead since 2003 and that a clone is traveling around.
That's a weird one.
Later that year, Avril very briefly addressed the conspiracy theory that she is dead, but then she didn't deny it. So thusly, everyone was like, well, you are kind of dead. It has never been truly addressed until last week.
Ooh.
Yeah, big time. Now, 39-year-old Lavigne made an appearance on Call Her Daddy podcast and once again asked about it, the conspiracy theory that she is not her. She says, cool, honestly, not that bad. It could be worse, right? He could be a skater boy. And I said, see you later, boy. I made up that last part. Avril, this conspiracy theory about you is a little creepy. Come on, the show's host responded. Then she goes, oh, yeah, I don't know. It could be worse. So there you have it. It's addressed until it goes viral again in 2 years.
She still looks pretty young, Avril Lavigne.
She's also
39.
still wearing the tie thing. Like,
I know,
she's still doing the
She has not drastically changed her fashion in all the years that she's been
we know
doing
it's
the
you,
thing.
Avril. We do. This is a new conspiracy theory, and I don't know where we go from here, but perhaps we just dive into it. An influencer, also a golfer, also a swimsuit model by the name of Paige Spiranak.
Yes,
Familiar?
I'm familiar. Yeah, she's always in the New York Post for I don't know, it seems like an excuse to run pictures of her in like a bikini or something.
Is there something, though, that you noticed about those bikini pictures that got you saying, where are those nipples?
No. She not have nipples?
That's what the weird rumor is. So here we are now. They say Paige does not have nipples. This is because, as she puts it, they never poke through my shirts. She recently came out to confirm that she does indeed have nipples, but some people are demanding concrete proof.
This is a clever way to get somebody to flash you.
And now for 4 points.
Honestly, I wish I would have tried it a long time ago. You don't have nipples. Prove it.
For 4 points, gentlemen. Who do you think has come through to offer a large amount of money, 6-figure style, for her to prove it on the internet?
All right,
They're
let's
the new
see.
Bunny Ranch.
Yeah, the Bunny Ranch is not around anymore, so it's not them.
$250,000 to settle it once and for all.
Is it
By popping her top right there in the
Pornhub?
It is not Pornhub.
Man, OnlyFans.
No, it's not. Come on. It's not a go-to like porn site name, but it is
Hamster?
A pop. Cam Soda. Cam Soda.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They have been in multiple things like this. You're right about that.
They love their publicity stunt. She has yet to take their offer, so we'll see if she has nips or not. I'll keep an eye on it. That's for sure.
I have been told, I don't know if this is true or not, but I have been told there is a trend, a fashion trend, where women wear fake hard nipples, or it's like built into some of the bras and stuff now.
I think I've heard of that too.
All right.
I don't know if there's a lot of people doing this, or
which is the
why.
opposite of what they used to do. They used to have like something in there that would like conceal the nipple, and now it's like just in case.
It's a strange move.
Truly, I I don't know of this, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard a lot of this.
Also not true. Apparently, black bears don't hate Black Sabbath. They're indifferent. Because according to a stubborn black bear that made its way up a tree in Colorado, wildlife rangers went to great lengths to get the animal back down from the tree to the point where they started blasting Iron Man in an attempt to coax it down. It did not work, despite the ranger fully quoting, "Black bears don't mind Black Sabbath." So it came down from the tree, it went back up a tree. I don't know what music they'll use next. May I suggest the Chainsmokers? On the Boob Tube, we got the 11th season finale of The Masked Singer, Jeopardy Masters, Chicago Med, Survivor. It seems to be all finales tonight. And the series finale of Grown-ish on Freeform. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambro. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. It is so strange to me whenever I hear you say what's coming up on the Boob Tube, how many Chicago Fire, Chicago Police, regular
That's
police.
all Dick Wolf.
There's so many of those shows about being a firefighter, being a paramedic,
Chicago
working in a
Med,
hospital.
Chicago Fire, Chicago PD.
That's
this is
crazy
all
right
stemming
there.
from the Law and Orders. There's like 7 of those.
Uh-huh.
And it
And
continues.
Dick Wolf is behind the Chicago Fire things and all those?
I'm fairly confident it is in the
That's-
Dick Wolf
universe. It's in the Wolf universe. All right, we're going to take a
The
quick break.
Dickiverse is what I call it.
When we come back, we will hear from you. Got an interview slated for a couple of minutes from now. We'll see how that goes.
Does this person have their own face?
Yes.
I feel like I have to ask now because the last person did not have their own face.
All original equipment on this individual
Got
is best
it.
I know.
All right.
Just want to let you know that. That is coming up next in the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Curry Ford Road, eastbound at Severin Boulevard. There's delays at the intersection where Vine Street meets John Young Parkway and slowdowns on Colonial Drive by the interstate. On I-4 this afternoon, you could expect delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. And if you see any other traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This Memorial Day, iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 20 lucky winners will each receive a $500 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/Fresh from Florida.
Discover a career that matters at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Be part of an innovative team delivering world-class health care and benefits to America's veterans. Enjoy robust benefits, work-life balance, and career development opportunities. Join a diverse and inclusive community that values your unique background and skills. A community where nearly 1 in 3 of your colleagues are veterans themselves. Apply now at vacareers.va.gov.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, homeowners, Russ Rollins here to talk to you about something serious. Your power bill. Last summer was tough, but this year could be even worse. So don't wait until the last minute to get protection and savings from solar power and backup power. Solar Source has a new pay-as-you-go solar package that lets you start with an affordable base system and add solar panels over time. Plus, their pay-as-you-go battery backup is awesome, and it lets you add critical backup power as you go. Schedule a free consultation at solarsource.com/monsters. Get ready for a stress-free summer.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah!
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Boss, did you know Safe Touch Security is the home of the 45-second or less guaranteed response?
Of course, it's just one of the reasons why I hate Safe Touch.
For a limited time, save up to 50% on select security systems. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Enjoying the news junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you're injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, HAPPY, Happy. happy. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's
We do appreciate you. We'll get to some more of your dispatches momentarily. I've been terrible about that today, but
All
we shall
week,
improve.
really.
I know it's been a bad week for that. I apologize. No matter where you're listening to the show today, thanks for being you and thanks for being part of what we got going on here. And I told you not that long ago, you guys will remember this, when we were talking about the lab-grown meat stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. And I said, we got to figure out more about this. We got to find out what's going on. And I talked to a couple of people. I kept getting pointed in the same direction. And we got a big brain level up here. We got somebody who can help us out with a bunch of different things. And I have lots of questions. So let's welcome Delian Asparahov to the show. Hello. There he is. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys great. Thanks so much for having me.
Perfect. Okay, first question I have for you, kind of unrelated to what I was just talking about, but in looking you up, I saw a fairly epic story about your time at MIT. That I
had some fun there.
Is this true? Like, so this guy, he's not going to brag on himself, I don't think, but Delian is a very smart man who's done a bunch of big things. And he went to MIT, and he went for a while, you guys, but Delian got in trouble at MIT.
Ooh. What'd you do, Delian?
Tell everybody what you did at MIT that kind of probably seemed at the time like it was a really bad thing, but I think really worked out for you, huh?
Yeah, I admit, like, in the moment, it was very stressful, but I remember even thinking in the moment, I was like, I think this will be funny.
Yeah.
Definitely
okay.
cannot. All right.
This is an MIT, bud.
As a reminder, we still have FCC guidelines on the radio. So
sorry.
It's okay.
It is funny. All right.
And also, don't be alarmed by our reactions. It's just our jobs on the line.
Yeah, don't worry. We got rid of that. But to go back for the people who didn't hear what he just said, he said it's pretty effing funny thinking about this. Tell people what happened with this story of you at MIT.
Yeah, so I was drunk in my fraternity one evening, and basically, like, there's MIT has this really big, like, email list culture, and so in the fraternity we had a bunch of, like, the main email list, but a bunch of, like, sub email lists, and there was this one called, like, red pants, and you basically were only allowed on that list if you had red pants, and people would send emails as the list to the main frat list, basically making, like, jokes about red pants. And I came up with a joke one night, and I was like, hey, can I, like, log into the list and, like, send one of these jokes? And my frat brother was basically like, no, like, you don't own red pants. I was like, okay, well, like, email's not that hard to, like, spoof. I can just spoof an email from the red pants thing and send it to the main frat list and, make my joke. And he's like, you can't spoof, like, red pants. And I was like, man, I could spoof the president of MIT if I wanted to and, like, send an email to the entire campus saying class is canceled. And he was like, okay, go do it. And it was like 2:00 in the morning and I was kind of drunk and I was like, okay, I will go do it. And so, sat there for like 15 minutes.
Very nerd argument, but I like the dedication to it. He sent an email pretending to be the head of MIT and said school was canceled tomorrow.
You did not.
It turns out when you send an email pretending to be the president of MIT saying school's canceled, school gets canceled because everybody gets it, and it's the middle of finals week, and they're like, "Oh, great!
Did you get
I do my final tomorrow. I'm going to bed." And so people, like, purposely didn't set alarm clocks, and they, like, didn't show up to their finals and things like that. And so the school was forced to actually cancel school. There's like 15 news trucks. The, like, president of MIT was on this, like, trip to India. He had to, like, fly back early to, like, deal with this.
Jesus,
I got arrested about an hour and a half after sending the email.
For what? What was the charge?
So at the time, MIT was going through this, like, Aaron Swartz scandal. It was basically like this, like, hacker guy that had snuck into MIT and basically had, like, published all of the, like, scientific journal publications, and basically MIT sued him, but then he ended up committing suicide. And so they were going through this huge investigation of, like,
college
did MIT
life you had.
Yeah, and so they basically, like, were like, are you a, like, political activist, that's trying to basically, like, protest what MIT did, and this is, like, a part of this, and you're, like, a hacker activist. And I had to like tell the FBI, I was like, no, I was drunk in my fraternity and like just took a joke a little too far. And we probably didn't realize, how people would react.
It put you on the map, though. I mean, I think that's one of the things that ended up connecting you with Peter Thiel, and now you're a partner at Founders Fund, and you're involved in a lot of stuff.
This is like the movie War Games, where he was just like trying to show off to the girl and have a little fun and play a video game, and they're like, "What are you trying to do? Why are you going to France?" And he was like, "Just trying to have a little fun and play a video game, guys. We're really overreacting here."
Well, one of the things that Delian does, he's a co-founder and president of Varda Space Industries, which is next level crazy to me. Can you tell people what you're up to over there at Varda Space Industries?
Yeah, we basically help improve pharmaceuticals in the microgravity environment of space. So think like, sort of cancer drugs or things that you'd like take for neurological compounds. And we basically help improve them in a way where, for example, rather than having to go to an IV clinic every day for chemo for 3 to 4 hours a day, we can actually sort of change the structure of the drug up in microgravity so that instead you can go to a pharmacy once a week, pick up some syringes that you basically take in the comfort of your own home. And so we significantly basically improve the patient, sort of experience. Because up in space, basically gravity doesn't work, and so it just changes every chemical system. So if you think about like a ice cube in a glass of water, down here on Earth, it floats to the top because the ice is basically lighter than the water around it. If you go up to space and basically put an ice cube in water, it'll just float around basically in the middle of the water because there is no up, there is no down. And so that sort of
and that's enough to change how a drug works when the gravity's back.
Yeah, the way you can think about it is what we actually do up there is we take like the liquid drug and turn it into the like solid state, like crystalline drug. Think of what comes out on the other side is basically like table salt. And normal table salt only has like one sort of structure typically. The example that I provide is if you've ever gone to the pharmacy and seen ibuprofen, they have the like fast release ibuprofen for headaches and the like slow release ibuprofen for arthritis. It's still the same like liquid drug if you were to melt it down. Sure. But if you look at the like shape of the crystals in the fast release versus slow release, that's what actually makes it basically change. Is one of the crystals is made to break down more easily versus one breaks down more slowly in your bloodstream.
Wasn't this the same science they use for Dippin' Dots?
Yeah, exactly.
They freeze it into little balls. It lasts longer. And
yeah,
I totally know what you're talking about. Former ice cream gal here.
Sun State John on YouTube says his brain is too fast.
That's all I'm saying for the rest of the interview. Thank you.
He says his brain's too fast. He doesn't have brain fog like me. Mine's slowed down these days. So let's get into this.
You have to put his podcast on half speed.
Delian Asperhoff is who we're talking to. He's a partner at Founders Fund. He knows a lot about the lab-grown meat world. I guess that ties into space travel in the future in many ways. But let's get to the basic points here. One of the things that I said was, if we could get to a point where lab-grown meat is the same in every measurable way as a regular cheeseburger that's from a cow that you slaughtered, and we know that they're both the same in terms of health and all taste, everything about them, texture, everything is just absolutely the same. Then I can't see people choosing the option that kills the cow over the lab-grown meat option in the long run. Because
You've never met a farmer.
I think that most people would go, we're getting the same exact thing and taking the death of the cow out of it. That seems like a better thing. I'm not sure how that would pull out. A lot of the people that I've talked to on the show, Delian, have said, well, I'm worried about long-term effects and blah, blah, blah. So there's some like hesitancy. But how does this work? Like, how does lab-grown meat work? And maybe a better place to start is, I know that in Florida, they've tried to they did push for some bans. I think another state just did this. Maybe it was Alabama. And I had the first question of, does this stuff exist in a place where you can even buy it right now for them to ban it?
Yeah, so Florida obviously sort of passed a bill, I'm forgetting the name, SB 1301 or something like that, that does ban the basically production and sale of lab-grown meat in Florida. It was very much so a sort of preemptive ban. Mm-hmm. If you look at a lot of the top companies that are working in this space, they only recently got federal approval, and they're still at very sort of subscale and definitely not available sort of for retail. And so I admit my frustration with this is less about I in some ways could care less about the like quote unquote ethics or morality of like slaughtering cows. About the like sort of climate sort of change effects.
Same.
I think, most of this stuff is like sort of total sort of fake news. Mm-hmm. The reason I've become so passionate about sort of this topic is, and maybe to clarify some bias, at Founders Fund, we have like, sort of 15 billion or something like that assets under management. We've maybe invested like $10 million in lab-grown meat. So, I do have some slight economic bias, but it's extremely, sort of slight. We've invested far more in a lot of other categories.
Right.
Real frustration around this is, I moved to, sort of Florida about 3.5 years ago now with the express intention to actually build South Florida into a significant technology hub. And I think when you ban a sort of piece of technology like this, you just don't understand what the unforeseen sort of future effects will be of this, where you've now taken a set of companies that were very interested in potentially operating in Florida. We have a strong sort of biotechnology scene and medical device scene in South Florida. And all of a sudden, you basically told all these entrepreneurs arbitrarily, you're not allowed to operate here, despite the fact that if you look at the fundamental process that is used to create this lab-grown meat, it is not particularly dissimilar than how cancer pharmaceuticals, are made, or things like baby formula are made. Like, I really struggle with, the same reactors that are used to basically make baby formula.
You mix powder with standard water to make lab-grown meat?
Well, the process that is used to make the powder. So if you look at the actual facilities that make the powder, they look pretty similar to the facilities that make the lab-grown meat. And they're obviously both like food that are being ingested. And so I guess I struggle to think if I'm like a, founder that's building a next generation baby formula company, I'm definitely not going to Florida. Like if I look and squint at the like, lab-grown meat ban, definitely looks a whole lot like a baby formula ban. And so to me, I'm just extremely frustrated because as a consumer, I want to eat cow meat for the rest of my life, probably. I'm not even saying that I'm even that interested as a consumer in eating lab-grown meat, but I just think that choice should be in the hands of consumers.
I find that interesting just for the jobs reason alone. Like these would be high dollar, great jobs that could be pulled in to the state of Florida or any other state where they're trying to do this. And instead it's used as sort of like a strange culture war thing.
Right.
Like, we ain't eating that lab-grown meat. And so
it's too, whoa.
Super weird. And most people just don't even understand what it is. Lab-grown meat sounds bad. And they think weird, gross. We want to make sure our meat is really from a cow. The process of doing this, from what I can see, I guess they take like a slice of a cow and then they utilize the cells from that to just replicate more and more, almost ad infinite. And
that makes sense. Does that mean you could possibly grow human meat?
I mean, in theory, there are companies actually in New York not working on human meat per se, but they're actually working on improving baby formula by actually using some of the proteins that breast naturally produces and introducing those into basically pre-existing sort of baby formula powder to make formula even more basically sort of human-like. So, you described the, sort of process accurately. You effectively, take cells from a, sort of cow, turn them into, effectively what are known as sort of, stem cells, which basically allows those cells to become any type of cell. And then, the current work is basically trying to create a mixture of muscle and fat cells that basically replicate the equivalent, sort of different parts of the cow that you could then, basically use as meat. And again, the reactors that they, sort of produce this in are basically the exact same, what are known as like bioreactors, effectively, that everything from, sort of pharmaceutical product is created in. It's pretty similar to how beer is created.
Right.
It's pretty similar to how baby formula is created. It's like, the idea that this is like some disgusting process, to me, I find a little like sort of silly as a consumer, because I'm like, do you know how many things you consume? Like if you take any type of like daily supplement, if you drink beer, if your baby has baby formula, like these are all things that are pretty, like if you squint, are a pretty similar process. And so I have a hard time seeing like why this is some like disgusting thing. And at the end of the day, it should just be in the hands of the consumers. My sort of major sort of critique of this bill is like, I see this as a pretty Marxist bill. I see this as like the state, stepping into private markets and, so basically, banning a competitor preemptively, when you should just allow the free market to do that. If you want it, if you believe that there should be long-term safety data on this before it's allowed, then great, put a label on the product so that consumers can be aware of some of your concerns.
Yeah, well put, for sure. I'd say the same.
I think the problem that you're not tackling here is that people are dumb. There's a lot of people who are just not that smart.
They process things a lot slower, even just words that are being thrown at you.
Well,
may need to be just stretched out.
I think a lot of people, when they hear about stuff like this, it's similar to the mindset of somebody going through a grocery store and seeing all the buzzwords like organic, et cetera, and those being a trigger for a person to buy something. There's also things that are negative, and the lab grown stuff right now is in that territory until it's not, like eventually it'll escape from that. But slowing down the industry getting further and further along with this is a bad thing in the long run. Like you working in the space world with Varda Space Industries, as well as anybody else does, that if they want to get food and proteins for astronauts who might be traveling to live on the moon or live on Mars or any other planet, they're not going to be sending cows and chickens out there. They're going to have to find a way to do this with a lab-grown meat type solution.
Yeah, I mean, I'm somebody who wants to, sort of move to the moon or spend a significant period of time there. And I would still like to be able to maintain a high protein diet. And I'd prefer that's not just a bunch of like Soylent milkshakes. I would like that to be like ribeye steaks. And I think those ribeye steaks are a lot easier to produce.
This guy wants some good moon eating, let me tell you.
I do the same.
Yeah, exactly.
You're working on all kinds of stuff, Delian.
And I like, and you have passion to it. It's not someone who's just like, I know the process and this is a good job for me. It seems like you do want to change the world.
Yeah, this is a principled, sort of argument. Like so many people, a lot of the Florida GOP definitely got a little frustrated with me with such like, sort of open critiques of this particular bill. And I don't think they're expecting pushback. And ultimately, to me, this is like, look, this is just like a matter of principle. Like, I just think this party should be the party of free market technological progress.
Well, that's what they say, right? That's what I guess if you push Ron DeSantis on this, he would say that he's for free markets, but until he's not, right? He signed this bill. Anyways, working in this world and in all of this sort of stuff on the forefront of technology, Delian, what are some of the projects that you've seen that people are working on that most excite you right now? Like, is there some pretty cutting edge stuff that we might not know about?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I've even talked about some of our South Florida, sort of companies that we've invested in. There's this company called Hextronics that's a, sort of kid that grew up in South Florida, basically building these like automated drone bases and battery swapping. So that basically you can have a drone that rather than having to pilot anywhere nearby, can be entirely piloted remotely. And the drone basically can go off, do its like, sort of task of like, if somebody's trying to break into your house and go fly over, play a loudspeaker phone, flash some lights at like
Get
the intruder.
Get out of my house, man.
Like, yeah, get out of my house and like fly back to the base, have its battery swapped if it's like running out of charge, and then go back to wherever the intruder is and like keep chasing them down. So,
wow.
I think some really cool aerospace things happening. One of the other, sort of things that the South Florida or what the Florida legislature is working on is actually, turning more of the Homestead Air Base into like a potential spaceport. And so I think you'll start to see, that more and more of Florida is used for space activity. Rockets now have been launching this year every 2.5 days. By the end of this year, we'll probably be at a rate where it's every like day and a half or potentially every single day. And with the fundamental basically physics of rocket launches, it's actually really advantageous to be on an eastern coast and as close to the equator basically as possible. The closer you get to the equator, the more you benefit from like having to need less rocket fuel because you just rely on basically the Earth's spin, and the Earth basically just spins faster closer to the equator. And so if you think about it, like Homestead and really far South Florida actually just gets you more and more of a performance boost. And so I think over time, all of the biggest spaceports in the United States are just going to stretch all the way from like Homestead all the way up to sort of Orlando.
It's just good.
Buy Cuba.
Like more and more stuff happening.
Yeah, just buy Cuba.
Yeah. I don't know if we can do that, but that would be good. That's good for us. That'd be great for the economy pushing forward. Last question I have for you, Delian, and we appreciate you hanging out with us today. We've heard all this stuff about Chat GPT and the voice AI announcement and all that. Sam Altman, hero or villain, you think?
Well, Sam Altman, is a close friend, and we've been, sort of groomsmen at the same, sort of wedding. So,
Must have been a party.
Are you backing him on this Scarlett Johansson thing? Because she's coming after him hard right now.
I think that, Sam has been, sort of propelled to the, sort of forefront of the world very rapidly. And so he's probably learning about a bit of the techniques that may have worked really well in Silicon Valley, but maybe don't work as well where you're on the, sort of global stage. And so I'm sure he'll figure this stuff out, or maybe he'll just be like Elon and, sort of, constantly, stepping in the right or wrong direction. But at the end of the day, I think this stuff is all, sort of, it's a cool place to be in when you're on the world stage and, everybody watching every move.
All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us today. And Delian, thanks for the time.
Man. Looking forward to lab-grown meat in the future.
All right, Delian has got his
cultivated meat
and basically everything. Delian Asperhov, and he's a partner at Founders Fund. Hopefully, we could talk to him about tech stuff moving forward. Would you be willing to join us in the future when some of this stuff comes up, man?
Anytime, anything Florida and tech related, happy to.
Love it. All right, cool. All right, you have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.
Cheers. Bye.
There he
Thank
goes.
you.
All right, you can join us on the show with your dispatch. By the way, probably the richest guy we've ever had on the show, just for the record.
Also, fastest talker.
That dude on a rail of coke would be, he would be going. He would be cruising the conversation. I was interested. And
No, I certainly was. I just like...
There was a lot of info real fast.
I can't imagine smoking weed with the guy. I'd be like, but I got
I'd almost
nothing.
require smoking weed with the guy.
I have nothing to contribute to this conversation.
I like the idea he was talking about with it's basically like drone refueling, essentially, the company that he's working with, so that drones can just perpetually stay airborne. And there's a lot of use cases for that, I could imagine.
But the way he explained that, though, it was like, the drone's doing its job, then it has to fly somewhere, switch batteries, and then fly back and do its job. What it needs is drone 2 to come continue the job.
Yeah.
And then you just back and forth swapping batteries. Yeah.
That might be bad for humanity at some point in time, but it sounds cool right now.
I told you I watched a whole boring-ass video about a guy just crop dusting a field with a drone, and my gosh, it was fascinating.
Just made for you, basically.
Yeah.
Like let's make a whole ass video just for Sile. Okay, we're back with those dispatches in a moment, plus a Texas high school valedictorian and one of the best stories, just in terms of the sweetness of it, of 2024. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Later today on the Jim Colbert Show, Cora Bertram from Save the Manatee Club will join us for Animal House. Then Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell returns after a week away. For JCS Trivia, we have tickets to see Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind & Fire at the Kia Center. We'll have 4 shots for you to win $1,000, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Authorities are working on that accident on Curry Ford Road, eastbound at Semerin Boulevard. Travel with caution through there. There's off-ramp backup from the Greenway southbound to Colonial Drive. Intersection backups where Vine Street meets John Young Parkway. Slowdowns on Florida's Turnpike southbound between I-4 and the Beach Line. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Need an oil change? Short on time? Drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Stay in your car and be back on the road in about 15 minutes. Our expert technicians use premium products for top-notch vehicle care. Quick, easy, trusted. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Friday through Memorial Day Monday. Get it all at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. A $500 Amazon gift card. 0% APR financing. No payments till next year. And shop the best used car selection in Orlando. Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. Home with a lifetime warranty. While supplies last. See dealer for details.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. You do everything you can for your family. A nice home, good food, family fun, and the right medical care. You plan ahead for your kids' future and their education. That's all great, unless something unexpected happens to you. If you were to die, who would pay the mortgage and all the other bills? Would your family have to sell their home just to survive? That's why you need to call Term Provider for the lowest rates available on quality term life policies, period. Rates for term life are at all-time lows, and Term Provider could save you 50, 60, even 70%. Already have coverage? Call and see if you're paying too much. Term Provider could save you thousands. And if your health isn't perfect, even more reason to call. We'll match you with the right policy even if you have weight issues like diabetes or high blood pressure. Right now, your family's protected. Make sure that protection continues if something unexpected happens to you. Call for a free quote and see if you can save up to 70%. Call 800-200-1966 now. That's 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage. Navage.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Memorial Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
16th Minute of Fame is the new weekly podcast hosted by me, Jamie Loftus. And every week, we take a closer look at an internet character of the day. Bean Dad, The Dress, 30 to 50 feral hogs. If you knew what any of those were, you spend too much time online. And I do too. Who are they? What made them notorious? Why did the internet choose them? And what does a person do when they get more attention than the human psyche can handle? Listen to 16th Minute of Fame on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 16th Minute of Fame.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, HAPPY, HAPPY, happy. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out.
Of a lifetime, actually one worth listening to. Real quick, people are wondering why we did not mention Fritz on the Street. So
it's canceled. Sorry to tell you guys.
There. I had a meeting last week with the suits at iHeart, and there were various issues. One with interfacing with people at a bar, apparently, which is now a giant no-no. The other one was a trademark issue on the name and the on the street portion of the game. And I fought as hard as I could to try to, it's like one of our favorite things to do on the show. Like we all wanted to keep Fritz on the Street around and make sure we could have fun with it every single week. But sometimes you can't get that done. Sometimes the folks who are in charge just have no idea. No, I'm screwing with everybody. No,
oh my God.
Fritz.
Jesus, man. The hell is wrong with you?
Fritz is tied up. He has a bunch of stuff going on right now. He wasn't able to do it.
I mean, the way that
look at chat right now. It's hilarious.
It's scary. And also, you should have gone into acting.
No,
you're a good liar.
Fritz is just a little busy right now. He'll be back next week on the show. I would fight so hard for him. You have no idea. I'd stab a couple people probably if I had to. But he's got, I think he was covering for somebody else. He had like double the workload this week, and he just was not. I'm unsubscribing. He was not able to make it happen. He'll be back next week on the show, and he's our favorite.
But I will pick Seychelles for Fisk on the Streets, which he asked for.
You know, his Samsung, for all the quality he gives that phone, ain't fixing his typos fast enough. Didn't work for him. All right, before we get to this valedictorian, and we got jury duty on the way as well, I want to rant about Google a little bit, because Google is probably on the top of my S list right now. Not that they care. They're pulling in all the monies. Let me tell you about the heyday of the internet. Some of you will remember this fondly, as I did. At first, Google was successful because they just simplified the process and did a better job of showing you things that were on the internet than anybody else. And their algorithm was superior. And is this the Google song? Mm-hmm. The algorithm was superior, and everything else died. It was like Alta Vista was a thing. There was
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves was a thing. There was all of these different search engines that people were broken up amongst. And Yahoo was even around, I think prior to Google. But Google took over. And
Yahoo was like my main search engine when I first started going on the web.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's what most people used, or the stuff that was like built in with AOL and some other things.
And like, I didn't know much about how to use the internet, and I was playing around at Costco, and the guy that sold the computers there is like, oh yeah, if you want to find stuff, you just go to here, write this down, 3 W's and then dot, and then Yahoo, YAHOO, like Yahoo, like .com. And I was like, okay, all right.
I had the what was it, 12 disc encyclopedia
and Carta.
Yes, and that was like the go-to to search for anything, which still took hours.
Well, when Google came in, they took over this world, and
because they did everything really good. Like they were really good at everything they did.
But here's how they were great for the rest of the country and even the world, you could argue. Google took all these websites, indexed them for everybody to find. So here's an example. Let's say Sabrina starts up a company where she makes T-shirts. And she goes, I've got some design ideas. I'm going to doodle those out, and I'm going to build a little website, and I'm going to make it so people can purchase these things. And you go to sabrinastshirts.com.
Sabrina's Tees, please.
You put some time and effort in, and you like optimize your site for search engines like Google. And then if somebody searched for Star Wars shirts or funny shirts, you might pop up at the top of that, and the whole country becomes your customer base, or at least potential customer base, if that makes sense, right? So this is a good thing. This fosters small businesses all around the country, and young entrepreneurs go, I got an idea too, and I can make a website too, and I can optimize that website. And those were the heydays. People were becoming wealthy because they had ideas and because they could thrive. Entrepreneurship was at an all-time high at that point. Now we're in a bad spot. Now we have to break out of it. Now, this is why I've been investing so much in thenewsjunkie.com, because we need to break out of this tailspin. Everything is consolidated. You don't go on the internet, you go on apps. You don't go on just apps, you go on apps from giant social media websites that are all located in the same city. All the money is funneling into one city where you can't get a shack for millions of dollars. It's not spreading out to the whole country and the whole world like it used to. The money used to go out to the country. It's now all going in. Think about things like when you're using Uber, right? Used to be all these taxi companies and people who would do these sorts of things. Now all of our money is flowing in to the company Uber. Sure, some of it flows back in the form of tips and stuff for drivers and other things, but a lot of it's being consolidated right now. And instead of it being the time when you could start SabrinaShirts.com and start your own business.
Sabrina's Tees, come on, man.
SabrinaStees.com is not going to be a thing right now, because they started putting more and more ads in to make more and more money, because they're not about don't be evil anymore. They're about ultimate profit. Who cares about any companies that get screwed up in the meantime?
I mean, it's funny you bring up T-shirts, because I get targeted ads because I clicked one thing looking for vintage T-shirts, and then one comes up which looks to have like a cool archive of shirts you could buy, and then fortunately, I do a little bit of research. I go to a Reddit forum, and there are 10 people are like, do not use this. This is a scam.
Scammy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, imagine all the people that don't do that extra step and they just get fooled.
And imagine when they go to Google and they go, hey, I'm complaining here. You sent me to a website where I got ripped off.
Right.
You think Google's going to give them any money back?
By the way,
Hell
Savvy's
no.
Tees will never be a scam.
It's not a thing anymore. And so beyond just pushing all the results down to make as much money as they possibly could, beyond putting Google Shopping in there. So if you search for vintage T-shirts or cool T-shirts or Star Wars T-shirts, now guess what you see? You see options from Google Store, and they make more money off of it. Beyond doing all of these things that consolidate this money into one city in the entire country of the United States of America, now they have a mostly garbage AI that takes over the top spot with all these paid ads and pushes everything further down. And they're running ads on the AI results now. So when you search for things, no longer do you go to somebody's website where they put time in and they wrote content and they wanted to build a business to start things. Now Google has scraped the entire web with their AI, and they regurgitate somebody else's content that they've stolen, and then they monetize it. And all of these little companies that started websites are getting demolished by this behemoth of an evil corporation that is Google. And nobody seems to be complaining about this yet. A lot of people who have websites are, because I've seen so many people in the past month with new updates and the AI from Google, their traffic is nothing. It's cratering. They have to shut their doors, close their businesses.
That sucks, man.
Because all these big, giant corporations in Silicon Valley, in the San Francisco Bay Area, and California, they want all the money. And there's so much money consolidated once again into that small city that the shacks cost millions of dollars, as I said. This is bad. It is fundamentally bad. I'm 5 seconds. I know Google is handy sometimes, from going to DuckDuckGo and just saying, out of principle, I've got to stay over here. Okay, we'll go to the valedictorian at this Texas high school. You got to hear the story. It's super sweet. That is coming up in just a moment. Jury duty as well. It's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
Florida State trustee Drew Weatherford is helping launch a college sports investment fund that could lend $2 billion to athletic departments. Over to baseball, and the Rays will try to avoid the sweep tonight when they wrap up their series against the Red Sox. Ryan Pepio takes the ball in that one for Tampa. And tennis star Venus Williams is among 9 female athletes who are featured in Mattel's new line of role model Barbie dolls. I'm Scott Davidson.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
It's time for the Mount Dora Corn Festival, May 24th and 25th. Live music from Shelby Darrell, Mark Wills, 9 Days, and Will Jones. Fun for all with corn eating and cornhole contest, petting zoo, kids area, and fireworks. Free shuttle parking's available. For tickets and information, go to MountDoraCornFest.com. Sponsored by Med Spa Mount Dora, Visit Lake, and the City of Mount Dora. Don't miss the Mount Dora Corn Festival, where corn is king and fun is mandatory.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Memorial Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
May is here, and that means Florida's intense summer is right around the corner. With new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen, you can cut back on energy usage, boost your home's curb appeal, and increase your comfort. Renewal by Andersen makes that transition so easy for you, thanks to a selection of beautiful, functional replacement windows and doors. And their windows and doors are built solid. That's because Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fibrix product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Renewal by Andersen specializes in energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. So save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen. Now through the end of May, buy 2 windows and or patio doors and get the third 60% off. Plus 0 money down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. They're locally owned and operated, and everything is made in the USA. Go to RBAFLA.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
Let's watch TV. What do you want to watch? Big Bang.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
It's Big May on CW18.
Every night at 7 o'clock.
Bang, bang. And it doesn't get any bigger than the Big Bang.
Sounds like a party.
Did someone say party? Party's my middle name.
Let the good times roll.
Are you having fun?
Oh, yeah, this is it.
The Big Bang Theory. Weeknights at 7, 7:30, and 11. Part of Big May on CW18.
Still funny.
I know! From sunrise to sunset, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered. Mornings from 7 to 10. Start your day with Central Florida's most accurate forecast from First Warning meteorologist Kelly Ann Klass.
You'll always have a clear view of what's ahead.
Then tonight at 10, get caught up and know what's happening now with Stuart, Michelle, Tony, and Darren.
It's all in a day's work, and our work never stops.
AM or PM, West 2 News on CW18 has you covered.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Power on this spring and summer with Batteries Plus.
In stores and online too, you'll find batteries for your car, RV, boat, motorcycle, ATV, golf cart, and more. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Dancing naked around your kitchen is a lot better with your best friends.
Seriously.
I mean,
why would you encourage that?
just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio. Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
The sweetest story, and honestly a brave thing to do. A Texas high school valedictorian, already good on you, valedictorian though. A Texas high school valedictorian gave a powerful, emotional speech dedicated to his father just hours after attending his funeral. Ooh. And they said that he could have called it off, but his father was so proud of him and was so excited about the speech that he said, I'm doing it anyways. Alam Hadzik, 18 years old, still wearing the muddy shoes he wore to bury his father, Miralim, revealed the tragedy when he stood at the podium for his speech to his fellow graduates of his high school. I have one more thing to say, he said. I want to see if I can get through this. My father died yesterday, May 15th, 2024, and I attended his funeral today right before graduation. That's why my shoes are
funeral
muddy.
right away?
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. That's why my arms are shaking, because I had to carry him to his grave and bury him, he said. And his classmates just started crying all over the place in the room, obviously. And he said, I can't stand up here and pretend I want to be doing this speech right now, but I can't throw something away he worked so hard for me to achieve. That's why I'm going to go to college. And I'm going to spend every hour of every day working as hard as I can to achieve all my goals, because that's what he wanted, and I'm going to do it for him, he said, which... That's tough, I can't imagine just going from a funeral to right in front of people and speaking about something totally different.
I don't know if
tough.
I could either, unless it was my dying parents' wish.
And that's why I did it. He's like, my dad would want me to do this, so I got to kind of muscle through it here. And all of us know this, I'm sure. If the hardest thing about this job, just for those of you who don't know, I know some of you think it's the easiest thing in the world. Certainly, it's more difficult than you would imagine, but not harder than tarring roofs and whatnot physically. But the hard thing is, if you're ever doing a show like this and somebody comes in and gives you some kind of bad news or some kind of just news in general that you find distracting, now you're talking about something. Your mouth is moving. You're doing a radio show, but your entire brain is occupied by something else. By the bad news or whatever it is. Let's say somebody calls you during your show and they say, hey, it turns out your mom is sick and blah, blah, blah. Now you're talking to people. You're so distracted. Mentally, you're somewhere else. You're checked out. That's super difficult. Very, very difficult to do.
There was, in middle school, I forget what it was called, and I think they ended up sort of merging it with the FCAT or whatever standardized test is now the norm.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a thing we had to do in 7th or 8th grade. There was an essay that we had to write, but we didn't know what it was about until the day of. And there was
the writing portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but this was separate than the FCAT when I did it, at least. And my English teacher was saying how he used to be on the judging board, and you got a 1 to 5 or 1 to 4 score. 1 was very, very rare. It was really hard to get that. And there was a student that that got a 1, and his essay was about the prompt was, talk about a gift that you received from that meant a lot to you and why. And he wrote this whole essay about this bear that his dad gave him, and then his dad passed away, and then he keeps the bear with him, and all of it's very, very emotional. And the kid nailed the essay and got a 1. His dad was super proud, but very disturbed that the kid killed him off in this essay.
Oh, the guy was alive still?
Alive the whole time.
Oh, really?
alive the whole time. And the kid said, you know what's going to win me this essay contest?
Let's pull some heartstrings.
Kill my dad.
And he is now the CEO of a Fortune 500 company.
Yeah, if that was my son, I'd be like, go get him, man. Whatever
I am dead
works for
AF,
you.
buddy.
All right, let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the news junkie.
My brain was distracted in the last 60 seconds by trying to figure out what plot of what movie C-Lane was going through with that story.
Nope,
I thought
this was a real story that my 7th and 8th grade language arts or English, whatever they called it at the time, teacher told us.
I was like, what movie plot is this? What is it? I'm not landing on. Okay, there's a bear. Is Bear Necessities? I was like, where are we going?
There was, that bear.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. You know him. You love him. You've heard him on the show many, many times, and he's ready to be your attorney. You can get your affairs in order with all sorts of end-of-life stuff. He does that on the side, or he can tell you people that do that. But the most important thing is that if you're in an accident, you have all these attorneys that are hitting you with a barrage of ads. But there's one attorney, I'm telling you, that is incredible and will listen to you, hear your story, and fight for you. Gives it that personal touch. You deserve that, you know, because this is a valuable asset when you have a legitimate case against the insurance companies. Bring that to the DeWitt Law Firm, and you will not regret it. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Go to justcallmo.com. A 6th sexual assault lawsuit has been filed against Diddy. As of yesterday, we were up to 5. According to that lawsuit, Crystal McKinney accused Diddy of forcing her to perform oral sex on him. McKinney was 22 years old at the time. She first met Diddy in 2003 when an unnamed fashion designer invited her to attend a men's fashion week event at a restaurant in Manhattan. The suit notes that she met Diddy that night and was invited by him to accompany him to his recording studio. She said she was given alcohol and marijuana, and later she came to realize it was laced. That's what she says. The suit claims Diddy led McKinney into a bathroom, pushed her head down, and forced her to do this, despite her refusals. McKinney said she then lost consciousness, woke up in a cab, realizing she had been assaulted. Don't know anything about it other than that's her version of the story.
I wonder if it's the same lawsuit that it was recently coming out that they witnessed Diddy like hanging someone over a balcony.
I don't know.
Like Michael Jackson did with his child.
Oh, yeah. All I know is there's
all
6
over
of them.
like a beat or something like
that. It doesn't seem too far-fetched based on some of the stuff we've seen. And that's the big problem for Diddy.
Ice or somebody?
Vanilla Ice had that happen, too, with Suge Knight, I believe. At least that was a story. The other story in jury duty, we need some more time to get to this. I want to talk about the story yesterday about the Biden administration authorizing the use of deadly force on Trump and Mar-a-Lago, because I've seen this story absolutely everywhere, and mostly it's the dumbest conversations I've heard or watched in a very long time, as people fail to grasp pretty simple concepts. So I know your brain is bigger than that, and we'll tackle what's happening here and what the controversy is. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Orlando Fringe is going on now, and we want to give Fringe performers the chance to promote their shows using the Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app during the Jim Colbert Show. 30 seconds of radio time to tell the world why they should come see your show. Get the details at realradio.fm/fringe.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for slowdowns due to an accident on Curry Ford Road near Severin Boulevard, and there's delays on State Road 429 northbound approaching Florida's Turnpike's Ramp Junction. Delays through the city on I-4 westbound between Princeton Street and Robinson Street. Slowdowns at the intersection where Vine Street meets John Young Parkway. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Real Radio has your chance to win a dream home makeover. Up for grabs are a bathroom remodel, flooring, solar, roofing, and large appliances. Register now to win a solar battery for your home from Sunwave Energy. There are 5 different contests with each category offering its own unique benefits for improving your home to create the perfect living space. Get more details and enter at realradio.fm/contests.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Memorial Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants to celebrate our members who go above and beyond every single day. That's why we thought you might want to hear some special thank you messages from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother AZ1 Archie Castillo.
Hi, I want to give a shout out to my friend Colin, who's currently serving in the Army. Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Hey there, it's Russ Rollins. I'm talking to all the homeowners out there who are tired of staring at their cold swimming pools. It's time to stop wasting money on a pool that you can't use. With Solar Source, you can enjoy your pool year-round like I do. Top 5 things Solar Source customers do after solar heating their pools? Well, spend time with your family. Go nighttime swimming. You got movie nights in the pool. You got water workouts and much more. Friends of mine, friends of Russ Rollins, can save big money when scheduling a free consultation today at solarsource.com/monsters. Don't wait any longer. Start enjoying your pool again with Solar Source.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's better than air conditioning? A portable air conditioner you can take anywhere. Enter McDonald's frozen drinks. I call them air cup-ditioners. Air cup-ditioners come in all my fave flavors, like frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, and frozen Sprite Lemonade. And they're incredibly cost-effective. Any size is just $1.49 after breakfast hours. My air cup-ditioner is on full blast. Air drinks. And there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Lemonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk, too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio. Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
And see what's going on with your dispatches as well. Did we get mail? What was that? What was that from? We got like some sort of a box sent to us or something?
Mail time.
I have a box sent to me.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Is it addressed directly to Christopher Dolores Lane?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
But there could be stuff in there for everyone.
You don't know? Really? What's it say on it? Can I see the box? Let me see.
Yeah, it's for secret shows.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh,
Let me
so
see.
definitely not for everyone.
How heavy is it? Does it seem like something valuable, isn't it?
That's kind of,
Oh,
Cool.
it's big. Oh, it's big.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to
All right. Put
It's going to be, I'll open the box during Super Secret Shows, my new podcast.
Put that to the side. Okay, I saw a bunch of people in chat talking about this, and a lot of people were arguing about this all over the social medias.
Facebook,
that one, this
Instagram,
one, that
Twitter,
one.
y'all see this?
And people were going, I saw that Secret Service was trending, and they go, can you believe this? The FBI was going to use deadly force in their raid at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate to get the classified documents. Oh, my God. Biden signed off on, there was deadly force authorized at this raid.
On, man.
Can't believe this. And then I read some of the documents, and I was like, oh, my God, people are so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So stupid. Sidebar for a second. If you want to be upset about the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago, you could be upset about certain things. I think they probably should have tried to figure out this for a bit longer to see if they could get him to send the documents or to drop the documents off, even though they did wait for some time and they were demanding them and they weren't getting them. If you want to be mad at the FBI, be mad that they took all the classified documents and then put these things around the documents that said classified and top secret and made it look like, oh my God, how would you not know this was classified? It's got the big
right
old,
there. It's bold.
Yeah, it's got like a big label on top of it, and it says classified. They put those, the FBI put those things on top of the classified documents and then took pictures of them. And I thought that was a little bit misleading. I thought that made it look like, well,
but
clearly
they don't typically have that. They're not. I mean, I thought it was pretty known.
They have a classification on them for the most part, these kind of documents, but it's not like jumping off the page obvious like it was when you look at those documents. And I thought that was done on purpose, kind of. They staged it to make it look worse than it was. So, anyhow, and Space Nut says they tried for over a year. I know that they tried. I get it. I think this is important stuff. So let's focus on what's right and what's wrong here. All right? So the people getting upset about using deadly force was approved in this raid. They don't understand how to read documents. One thing was, it said on the document that the FBI was authorized to and should engage with Secret Service once they enter the premises. And people were going, the FBI was going to take out the Secret Service. They were going to shoot the Trump Secret Service protection, but you dummy.
That's not how that works.
You don't know what the word engage means. Engage means
I engaged my wife and never shot her.
Not yet. Engage means spoke to. Engage means engage with, have a conversation. It doesn't mean that the FBI was going in there and they were going to shoot and kill the Secret Service that was protecting former President Trump. That's not how this all works. And I saw,
but it's too late, bud.
I saw millions of views on tweets where they said, look, the FBI was going to kill the Secret Service. They're not, okay? They went there to seize these documents that weren't given up by Trump or his people. And all this other stuff was just like run-of-the-mill boilerplate stuff that comes with any one of these raids. It says officers will have weapons, but the weapons should be concealed, and officers should be dressing like this. All of it was done in a way to create the visuals from this event. This was not something, and just for the record, no one was shot, no one was killed, no.
Was Trump even there when they came for the documents? Was he there?
I don't believe so, but I'm not positive on that. It's been a while since I looked into this.
Because he's one of the ones, at least according to this ABC News story and a couple others, that's perpetuating this falsehood.
Yeah, because he posted on Truth about this.
And they said that Biden was going to take me out, you know?
Yeah. Did he take him out? Did anybody get shot? No, they went in and they got the documents that they were after. And you can make a million arguments. You could say Biden had documents too. You could say all these different things. But this is just misinformation. And what happens is, I'm talking directly to you if you're a Trump supporter right now. What happens is they know what you want, red meat wise. And these
not lab grown, I'll tell you that much.
These people who are like influencers or mostly grifters in the political space, they'll go, can you believe it? You already knew this. You already knew that Joe Biden was bad. But just for the record, he was going to use deadly force against Trump. He was going to murder Trump. No, that was not what's going to happen here, okay? Find legitimate things to complain about. It's legitimate to say that Biden is super old and is losing it. Totally legitimate. It's legitimate to say, hey, not super psyched if Kamala Harris was the president of the United States. That's a little scary to me. Not super psyched about a million different things. Angry about this, or this. Yeah, but this, if you're tilting at windmills, there's nothing to be upset about unless you just don't think they should have grabbed the documents to begin with. If that's the way you feel, let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send yours right now.
They said in a statement they followed standard protocol in the search, as they do for all search warrants, which includes a standard policy statement limiting the use of deadly force.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, but because it says the phrase deadly force.
Well, I mean, obviously in any armed action that a group is taking like this, the reason they're armed is because if somebody, comes at them to try and stop them using some sort of force, they should be able to force back.
A bad comparison would be this. Before our show every day, there's a little message. And it says, the opinions expressed by the views by the host and callers are not those of iHeartRadio, blah, blah, blah. And if you read that and you were like, iHeartRadio hates the News Junkie. They hate all of them. They don't agree with any of them. They say their opinions are not ours. You're reading into like legalese and operational details in the least charitable way ever to create a fake strand of a story.
But they do hate us. The higher-ups, they just despise us.
It's a love-hate kind of thing.
It seesaws. It goes back and forth.
Or family.
That's why they wouldn't let us do Fritz on the Street today. Just shut it down.
Unbelievable. California is going to make a new requirement because California loves red tape laws. My God. A lot of these politicians love red tape laws. I hate red tape laws. I think they're so stupid, so useless. There was a woman who was trying to argue the other day, and they all sound good, but they're just not needed, okay? And the woman that I saw, this politician, she said, we need every single saw manufacturer. And I'm talking like table saws.
Want to play a game?
Every single one of them to outfit their equipment so that it would be impossible for somebody to like cut themselves or their hands on the saw blade while they're doing it. And you go, okay, I'm sure there's already some sort of safety measures taken in these products. Second of all, these companies would be drawn to do it themselves because they have a better product if it didn't injure anybody. But what we have is the government saying, we found a minuscule problem. People cutting themselves on tabletop saws. We'd like to inject ourselves in here and disturb this entire industry instead of letting them do what they do. We want to put up more red tape. And California loves red tape. They love it. They want to do this with everything. They want to reduce your access to things like gas stoves or anything else they could get.
They want to make it impossible for me to cut myself with a saw.
I think they want to just feel like they're doing something. You know,
right. Just like other states.
They could say like they did something.
To do like some sort of extreme and get the national news that you want for it. Now you just have to go to another state to do that thing.
I'm talking specifically about regulations, right? Like saying that this industry has to do this by this date. And they go after vehicles a lot, cars I'm talking about. So the federal government sets safety standards for vehicles nationwide, which is why most cars now beep at drivers if their seatbelt isn't fastened. Do people do that? Oh yeah, your car does that. A bill in the California legislature, which passed the car I just rented. The car I just rented, Courtney didn't have her seatbelt on for a second. It was like, bang, bang. So,
unsafe.
All right, sorry. Hang on, I'll get it. A bill in the California legislature, which passed its first vote in the state Senate on Tuesday, would go further by requiring all new cars sold in the state by 2032 to beep at drivers when they exceed the speed limit. If you're speeding in your car in California, your car will now beep at you.
Kiss
when this
my
goes
ass.
down.
Yeah,
just like it does.
Easily ignore that.
When you don't have your seatbelt fastened. When you exceed the speed limit, first they're going to set this at 10 miles over. Every mile over that, your car will be beeping at you because they want to say, hey, why would you be against this? We're making roads safer. In fact, we'll call it the Safer Roads Initiative and Safer Streets California. And now, what big of a deal is it?
Not killing babies law. How could you vote against that?
Yeah, you don't want to be on the record voting against that one. In 2032, they want all cars sold in California, because California's real special, like, to beep at drivers when they exceed the speed limit by at least 10 miles per hour. Research has shown that this does have an impact in getting people to slow down, particularly since some people don't realize how fast their car is going. That's the problem. You think the majority of people speeding don't know that they're speeding? Most of them know exactly what they're doing.
In California, the whole thing is like you're stuck in traffic all the time. Anyway.
California is a big fat state. It goes on for a long while. The Pacific Coast Highway has portions of it where you're probably not getting too fast up to speed, like by L.A. and such. But MFQ says, if it lowers my insurance, can it be an option? If they wanted to make it so it was a feature, okay? There's a big difference between a feature and a regulation.
Yeah. MFQ, I'm pretty sure you might be able to already do that on your insurance. There's plenty of insurance companies that have like an app where if you agree that they can track you and look at how fast your phone is moving or
how you hit your brakes.
Yeah, you put a little thing in your car in the OBD or whatever, and you say, all right, yeah, track my stuff, and they'll give you a discount. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind if people are doing things on their own because they want to. I think that's cool. In an instance of this being in real life, the car that I just rented is an Audi Quattro. I think my car might do this sometimes too. It had this feature, which I'm sure you could turn it off somewhere. Most of these things you could turn off. But I don't know about you guys. If I'm driving on a road, and I drove on some backwoods-ass roads on the way through South Carolina this weekend, if I'm driving on a road like that and I'm changing lanes, if nobody's there, I'm not putting my blinker on. I'm just moving into the other lane. I don't just do it because
crazy guy.
If there's nobody around, I just move from lane to lane.
Right.
If you do that in this car, in a lot of new cars, it doesn't know that I'm trying to switch lanes, so it literally tries to force the car back into the lane I'm turning out of.
Right.
Since the blinker's not on. So I kept having to deal with this where I'm driving the left lane.
You could turn that off, though, you know.
Yeah, I think you could turn it off. That's what I said earlier. I think it's a feature that you might be able to disable, but it's on by default. and I'm trying to turn to the right lane. It's like, ugh, and it starts pushing back, and I go, God damn it. I hate this feature.
My friend told me recently that he has been traveling a lot for business and rents cars often, and I guess his car also has this. He has that lane assist, where if you try to change lanes and somebody's in your way, it alerts you. And he goes, now I sometimes incorrectly assume all the cars come with a lane assist. So if I get a rental car that doesn't have it,
that's the same with the backup camera. I have literally stared into somebody's dashboard that does not have a backup camera, and it took me about 6 pregnant seconds to realize that I'm not looking at anything. I'm still reversing. I can envision it in my head, but it is so dangerous, and thank God I didn't run over a mailbox.
You know what? When I get into a car that doesn't have a backup camera, I can barely drive. I can barely back up.
It's terrifying.
Cranking my neck around. I'm like, this is how we used to do this? What's going on here? Jesus. Everybody needs to get on board with this.
You don't use the mirrors?
Yeah, but it's just, I don't like it. I want to see the camera. It's so much easier. It's so much superior.
Heard that.
I meant when you're in the car that doesn't have the backup camera.
Of course. I know what you meant, but I'm saying I don't want to have to do that. It's tough. I'm a baby now. I've got all these features that I'm used to, and I would like to stick with them.
I don't know how to drive a car.
Except for the lane assist thing. All right, let's go over to a couple of dispatches. We've got time to do this, and it is now that time.
All right.
Here goes nothing. We'll hear from Big T about the saw law.
Good after morning news, junkies.
Hey.
Okay, so I build custom pools, but I'm a carpenter by trade. So I've used plenty of table saws, hand saws, all that kind of stuff. And if they want to make a law that requires the saws to have some sort of safety feature that makes it impossible to cut yourself, well, here's the thing. Those saws already exist. This is incredibly stupid. There is a saw that once you get any sort of flesh near it, it will automatically stop the blade in a split second.
Right.
So, really dumb, really stupid, unnecessary law. Kill it.
It's already in the marketplace, and they say, no, we want everybody to do this. So after years of trying, the U.S. government may finally mandate safer table saws. This is what I was talking about. Table saws are widely
considered. Does that poor sap at the top of the thing have missing fingers?
I'm seeing 10 digits. No. Yeah. He's not missing anything
It would be a more effective article, I think, if that person was missing fingers.
A couple of them, at least.
Wish I had that guard that the state mandated.
Table saws are widely considered the most dangerous power tool, and approximately 30,000 blade contact injuries require medical treatment each year in the United States. So this is what they do. They find the problem like this, and like the way we're going to solve it is big government. We're going to force them to do this and make everything way more expensive for the contractors who rely on this stuff, who don't cut their thumbs off because they're not morons. And so they talk about the requirements in the Federal Consumer Product Safety Commission, poising to mandate a saw stop type safety brake on all new table saws sold in the United States of America. That's what they want to do. This is just one tiny example. And I'm trying to see who's behind this.
Gavin Newsom.
Republicans have sided with the power tool industry in opposing regulation. Republicans tend to be, though everything's up in the air these days, against the red tape type stuff and all the stupid nanny state regulations.
Well, except when it comes to women's rights.
I said they tend to be. In cases like New York, the state of New York, they've had regulations on like how big of sodas you can buy and all kinds of dumb stuff like that. Because they think that the government is going to fix all problems. I think the government makes most problems. And I would like the government to be as small as possible to function in the best way for the most people. But here we are with saw laws and beeping cars when you go 10 miles over the speed limit. One more, at least. Here's Doug talking about saws.
Hello, news junkies. That device that stops a saw from cutting people is already on the market. It's very inexpensive, and a lot of saw manufacturers just refuse to put it on their product. So it's really not a bad idea to mandate it because it's already out there, and it only costs a few bucks per saw to put it on. Why manufacturers aren't putting it on already, I don't know.
You know, the problem is it's not just about a saw or a saw stop. It's about doing this with absolutely everything. You go, well, people also cut themselves with scissors. Why don't we mandate that the scissor industry only has safety scissors? Those are the only scissors you can get in the United States of America. And that way we'll reduce the amount of people who injure themselves with scissors every year. It's obnoxious, intrusive into the business world. And they need to get out of there and stop doing that stuff. The market will sort itself out.
I'm going to sell black market scissors.
That'll do it. Yeah. Sharpest out there.
Oh, yeah. Cut whatever the hell you want.
I'll tell you.
It's America.
I'm in a place now where I've got more scissors than ever before in my life.
So many scissors.
I know that's a weird statement.
You can't bring yourself to throw out a good pair of scissors.
Courtney has scissor rules. Okay, when we have to cut something with food, we have a food scissors, right? The food scissors.
That makes sense.
Only for food. Okay, I get it. Then there's the indoor scissors, right? And I can't.
You're laughing. I have the same thing.
I can't use the indoor scissors to do something like cut open chemicals for the pool because that will contaminate the indoor scissors.
Right. There's outdoor scissors for that.
There's outdoor scissors for that. And then there's like two different types of
Then I have
indoor
work
scissors.
scissors here.
Yeah,
But I have what?
Scissors are at an all-time high.
Courtney, you're not alone. Okay.
We've got them all over the place.
Wow, Big Scissor has really done their job on you guys.
That's true.
I'm here for a scissoring endorsement.
I see. Of course, you have kitchen scissors, says Tammy. I think kitchen scissors are kind of normal. I think that's sort of normal. Like when you buy a new knife block, a lot
I
of
just
them
can't bring
have
myself
that.
to use them on actual food, though.
Yeah,
like
it
I have
feels
yet
weird.
to cut a piece of meat.
Oh, no. In like Korea, they put scissors on the dinner table.
Do they really?
Did you learn that your last trip to Korea?
No, but I learned it from Koreans.
Oh, okay.
Who are these Koreans you hiding?
I'm not hiding anybody.
Who are the
you've
Koreans?
met them.
Oh, the shot guy?
Who?
Isn't that your Korean guy, the shot guy, the tutor time?
Oh,
he
my
is
God.
Mexican for the last effing time.
I mean, 10 years, man. 10 years.
You expect me to remember all these things? I'm doing my best over here. I thought he was Korean for some reason.
What? How?
Oh, well, because I knew he was something, and then I had to try to figure out what that thing
And
was.
those get confused often, Mexicans and Koreans.
No, of course they don't. But I knew he was something, and I didn't file him away in the proper category. I'll move tutor time. I'm sorry.
You're
I'll
not
put you
moving
over in the
there.
Mexican category. I'll put over in
You
Mexico.
didn't do it last time. I don't see it happening
Or the
this
time
time.
before that.
Put a sombrero on you on my spreadsheet over here, and now we'll get this correct moving forward. Grandest of apologies. Quick break. We'll get to more of
His name's
these
Federico,
dispatches.
if you want to. That helps you remember it better.
That's going to confuse me more, I think. The worst cake in the world. What happened here? You're going to find out. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Silver Star Road westbound before Pine Hills Road. There's congestion through the city on I-4 westbound between Princeton Street and Robinson Street. You could expect your regular delays on the Beach Line eastbound between Florida's Turnpike and Sand Lake Road. And there's off-ramp backup from the Greenway southbound to Colonial Drive. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Zip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table, so let that mortgage guy, Don, help you get the money off the table back in your hands where it belongs. He's looking out for you. What local business do you know with over 1,000 five-star reviews? Well, that mortgage guy, Don, has those, and that's because he has a lot of happy customers, a lot of clients that he treats like his friends and not like numbers like all the other mortgage companies would. So get the process started today of refinancing or buying your first dream home with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
This Memorial Day, iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 20 lucky winners will each receive a $500 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. It's been about a year now. I've been telling you about Life Imaging FLA. Why have you not gone? It's a free heart scan. And you know what? Early detection of heart disease and of cancer is a game changer in terms of treatment and outcome. Let's do it. Let's go get that scan. I did it. It takes less than 6 minutes, and now I have peace of mind. They've helped save the lives of 4 of my friends and dozens of our listeners who found out they had heart blockage they had no idea about, and also cancer they had no idea about. This is a game changer, and you might as well do it. Take care of it now. Go to Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. This is a value of $699. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is a game changer and an awesome thing to do. It's Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia. Ask them about the cancer screening as well. Super important. Life Imaging FLA.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This Memorial Day, iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 20 lucky winners will each receive a $500 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
This Memorial Day, iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 20 lucky winners will each receive a $500 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are two of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
16th Minute of Fame is the new weekly podcast hosted by me, Jamie Loftus. And every week, we take a closer look at an internet character of the day. Bean Dad, The Dress, 30 to 50 feral hogs. If you knew what any of those were, you spend too much time online. And I do too. Who are they? What made them notorious? Why did the internet choose them? And what does a person do when they get more attention than the human psyche can handle? Listen to 16th Minute of Fame on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 16th Minute of Fame.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Emails. He says, I'm a 20-year Air Force intelligence specialist. He's talking about the classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. He said the pictures of the Trump classified documents and the way they did it is standard practice when classified documents are in the open. All classified documents must have a cover sheet with the proper classification of the contents of the documents. Let me clarify what I was saying here if it didn't come across correctly. I'm not saying that the folks who were in the FBI at Mar-a-Lago and going through these documents, I'm not saying that they did anything that wasn't in protocol. I'm saying when there was discussion of this and the presentation of these photographs of all the classified documents from Mar-a-Lago, there was no nuance delivered with any coverage that I saw that was like, hey, by the way, this is not what they looked like. They didn't have a big screaming thing on them that said classified, and I know that that's the way they set it up.
I think that's too bad. I always thought that that's how documents like that looked.
It seems more exciting that way.
Yeah.
They set it up.
Duh. That's how you clarify that it's classified.
I appreciate your email and your expertise.
You're welcome. You got it.
Leading into it. But, yeah, my argument there, my issue there is with the presentation of it and the lack of any kind of nuance.
We joked about, at one point, Biden having the classified documents next to the Corvette and, showing them off like, hey, baby, check out what I got. But
yeah, who wants an ice cream?
Without the cover sheet that shows their classified documents, you're just like, hey, check these out. And some lady's like, what are those?
Well, this isn't cool at all.
These are papers.
What
it's
are
like
these
some
things?
spreadsheets, some numbers, this is boring.
What is with all these politicians taking their work home with them? I wouldn't have any documents if this was me.
Your work is literally in your home.
I know, but I don't have documents related to it. I throw these all out after the show.
I have so many documents.
Destroy. I have all these photos to go through. This is little old me right there. This was in.
Oh, it's so blurry.
If I go back here, it's too small when it's in focus.
It's cute. That looks like an album cover.
It
and
does,
also,
kind of.
they were big on putting you in overalls, it seems.
Yeah, it's like a
I've only
jumpsuit type
seen,
thing.
Yeah, you as a baby in some sort of onesie.
All of the outfits
which makes sense as a baby, but whatever.
all the outfits that I was dressed in as a toddler made me look like. Oh, can I show you over here?
Let's see.
There.
Let's see if that works.
We had one of those back in the day when we were at school that they would just have a
overhead projector.
Overhead, yeah.
He's
we'll
tried
take your
his
word
best.
for it. Yeah.
All of the clothes that I had in the 80s were like this, and it was like,
oh, that's
there you go.
cute.
They were all like
that's
little
dope.
jumpsuits,
Yeah,
like I was in at a ski resort or something in the 80s, and my
Let's see
mom dressed me.
another
Like that. There's boxes and boxes of them. I still have to go
That was
through
his
all of
favorite
this
one.
and-
He just put that aside as his favorite one.
No, there's just all kinds of stuff in there that I hadn't seen in years, like young pictures of my uncles and a lot of young photos of my mom, a lot of stuff in there. And then I have to fight me. That's my biggest problem with this stuff, because now I'm the person who's supposed to be the keeper of these things, the photos and the memories. And I am not a big person on things like that. I don't have photographs of me all around my house. I don't have this kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just not who I am. I'm not saying anything at all, by the way, against anybody who does have that stuff.
Right.
It's just not me. I don't do that. I don't know why.
Sure.
It's just how I am.
But you know what you can do is that you send this out, because there are now companies for this, and they'll put it in a scrapbook for you.
Right.
And at least you have it in the scrapbook form. I have boxes of photos too. My mom, like, everlasting project of taking the boxes and putting it in a scrapbook.
I got videotapes I need to send to some of these companies. You guys are
DVD?
guys might be in for some treats.
Oh,
excuse me?
Okay. Any performances on there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Now we're talking. All right, guys, let's go very quickly into the world of conspiracies.
Ooh.
We have flirted, at least I could say, with this Boeing whistleblower story where multiple whistleblowers of the company Boeing who are accusing them of doing wrongdoings have ended up dead. And one of them is John Barnett, who police found dead in South Carolina after he missed a deposition in a lawsuit against the company in March. And his attorneys are blaming the aerospace giant for his death. They've now released his suicide note, and I have it right here. It says, nope, it's handwritten, all capital letters. The first thing is in all caps, F word Boeing. And so clearly he was not a big fan of Boeing.
That sucks.
He was not a fan of them. And he said, I can't do this any longer. And he wrote enough. And then he finished off his note with this: bury me face down so Boeing and their lying ass leaders can kiss my ass. That's how he ended the note. So this guy,
about some workplace issues.
Yeah, he had some real problems going on here. They say that he was suffering from PTSD, anxiety, and panic attacks and some other things, and they blame that on Boeing. And so it's a complex issue, but that's what one of the whistleblowers said on the way out. Boeing not doing so well, name recognition-wise. Well, a lot of people know their name.
He also wrote Trump 2024 and put a square around it. That's weird.
Maybe he thought he was going to have some impact on the election.
Has his family looked at this and confirmed his handwriting?
So can you send it to me? Send me what you're looking at, because I just have the transcript.
Do the New York Post Boeing suicide note.
You can't just send me the link.
No.
It's right there.
Oh my! It's on a different computer.
Okay, New York Post Boeing suicide. No, now everybody has to wait. I want you to know you're waiting because of C-Lane.
How slow is your internet, man?
No, it's me typing while I'm talking is the problem. It's hard to do.
There you go.
I got it now.
That was so hard.
It was pretty hard. I'm a big boy, though. I can do these things. I can't do this any longer. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Enough. Trump 2024 in a little box there, like C-Lane said. Whistleblowers protection is effed up too. America, come together or die. And I wasn't stoned when I wrote this, really. And then F Boeing, family and friends, I love you all. This was it. I think the family has confirmed that this is the actual letter that he left behind. Pretty eerie to see all of that, but we'll see what Boeing does as a response. And when we come back, well, guess what we're going to do? All right? We're going to do the final dispatches.
Okay.
The stories that didn't make the cut.
Say what?
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
This Memorial Day weekend, get ready to set sail on a 3-day voyage into the world of yacht rock.
Go back, Jack, do it again. How long has this been going on? My ride, like the wind.
It's a yacht rock weekend on Real Radio 104.1. And to keep this promo in line with the genre, we will just fade out with the music.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Wednesday forecast. And for the rest of the day, we'll expect warm temperatures to continue to take hold with an afternoon high in Orlando of 91 degrees. We'll see plenty of sunshine today with a dry forecast on the way all the way through the end of this week, with afternoon highs in the mid-90s by Friday, approaching, though, the upper 90s to near 100 degrees by this weekend. Be sure to stay cool and stay hydrated. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson. Dobson.
This report is sponsored by J. David Tax Law.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. The IRS has resumed their aggressive collections. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. ramp.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-200-1966. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-200-1966. That's 800-200-1966 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer. Which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
let me run it by my lawyer.
Is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings, all for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage. Breathe easy.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Secure your roof's future today. Don't gamble with the elements. Book a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting now. Throughout May, get 15% off any roof repair or replacement. Plus, enter for a chance to win $10,000 towards your next roof replacement at the iHeartMedia Orlando Dream Home Makeover. Call 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com to schedule your inspection. Offer ends May 31st. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to change. Contact us for full details. Licensed and insured in Florida. CCC 057165. CBC 1258484.
Kick off your summer with iHeart80s. iHeart80s goes commercial-free all Memorial Day weekend and every weekend. Open the app, search iHeart80s, and start listening now. Free never sounded so good.
Summit Racing has the parts and accessories to keep your ride summer road trip ready. Choose from millions of parts in stock. Shop summitracing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends June 2nd, 2024.
The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the
Up for a Wednesday. We got to move fast. By the way, it was the top of the show, and I never even really spent enough time on it. But they confirmed, the U.S. government, that the Russians have launched this satellite that they think is able to destroy other satellites in space. Space war is on.
The
It's
Russians?
happening. Yeah, the Russians.
I thought the
Putin's got it
space
up there.
lasers were from a different group of people.
Oh, they
I
got
can't
theirs.
keep up with all this crap.
The JOO's got their space lasers apparently too, but Putin's got his up there, and he can shoot out all of the stuff, all the satellites that he wants to. Allegedly, we're really worried about this. Somebody also sent this. I don't know if this is new or old. I did think it was cute, but I do have a question about it that I want to ask you guys, because there's just something that distracted me the whole time. It's a dad going out the front door with his little daughter. Listen up.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
Not the most as Mommy.
So the little girl, she said,
no.
I love you, Dad. And he said, I love you too. And then she said, not as much as Mommy, though. And he's like, okay, thank you for that. Have you ever seen a front
Guess you
door
could walk to school.
that opens out? That's what distracted me the whole time. I don't know that I've ever seen a front door that opens outward.
My door opens out.
It opens out like that?
Well, I have two doors. It's a two-door situation. One is a
Every
screen.
front door I've ever had that
Let's
I
go.
can
The
think of in my
screen
head.
doesn't count.
Okay,
No.
right, but one is out, and then you open the door that goes in.
I can see it's
front
weird to open your door out.
Your front door, like the solid door opens in.
Right. And the
Yeah,
one in front of it, also a door.
I
goes
thought
out.
until this moment right here that all of them did. I didn't know that any doors opened
I thought
out
they were
like that.
required to.
Yeah, because I don't know why. So somebody could not lock you in your house, right?
Red tape states.
Yeah, to make sure that you could get out in case of fire or something. Very strange. Okay, let's do one last dispatch. Dispatch.
There even
Singular.
time for this?
Yeah,
These are the final dispatches,
Yeah.
but Sean will
Screw
probably
it.
only
We're doing it. We got enough time to do all kinds of things. We could just chill out if we want. We can't actually. We cannot do
not
that.
by any
We
means.
specifically
Please
cannot chill
hit
out.
the dispatch.
Here's Willie talking about California.
Man, California seems like a real scary place. I'm looking at a box of my coffee filters, and on the back it says, known to cause cancer and birth defects in the state of California. Good thing I don't live in California.
Only there. Yeah, you're good to go elsewhere. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. An Australian bakery is taking some heat online.
Oh, no.
After they shared a 4-year-old boy's birthday cake, which was a Hamas-themed birthday for this young boy in Sydney, Australia. That seems aggressive for a 4-year-old. The Oven Bakery by Fufu showed the young boy standing beside a large cake decorated with a Palestinian flag and then a Hamas fighter named Abu Ubaida.
His favorite Hamas fighter, clearly.
Spokesperson for Hamas with his finger raised, and the boy had a headscarf and outfit similar to the Hamas fighter. That's not a great lesson for your kid. And let's just get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
To you.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
The timing.
That's Today I Learned for a Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. Today I learned this show right here.
Where's the answer? And who am I? That's not a secret
Gossip
I'll never tell.
Girl.
When Blake Lively was offered a role at CW show Gossip Girl, she only agreed after being told that she could go to college part-time. They lied to her to get her on the
Space
set.
Trucks guy, is that you again?
Rude. Yeah.
And finally, today I learned this, man.
Goo Goo Dolls.
That's right. The Goo Goo Dolls is correct. And the Goo Goo Dolls, when they were first signed, they were signed to a record label called Metal Blade Records.
Faster.
The same label that lists Gwar and Cannibal Corpse. Gwar, Cannibal Corpse,
It'll be a
Goo
boner.
Goo Dolls. All three there. The trifecta. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. I go see these guys live. That'd be a good time. Miss any of the show, get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. Of course you have. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.